Good evening, everyone. How are we all on this fine Sunday summer's evening? Baby No Burn, how the devil are you?
I'm very well, Stephen Crow. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm glad to be here. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a stressful few weeks, as has been the case for the last few months. But yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good now. I'm here with these folks, these fine people. I'm just checking that the sound is good.
I was just thinking the same. Before
Yeah,
we start with the emotional roller coaster that will be Battle Streams in Middle Earth, episode 63, shall we just wait until someone
yeah.
says we can hear you?
We better make sure that they can hear our new material.
Yeah.
Been working on it for a fortnight.
3 weeks, right?
Wow, only 10 minutes late. It's harsh from Frederick.
Nice to see a bit of sass early in the stream. Still no sound as of yet.
Let us know you got sound, folks, and then we can get going.
Sounds good, says Mark. Amazing stuff. So yeah, welcome to episode 63 of Battle Streams in Middle Earth.
63.
This is for anyone new here. 63 feels like a lot, doesn't it? It feels somehow significantly more than 62.
Yeah, it is. It's an achievement.
Yeah, definitely. I might write a song about it. This is, of course, our normally fortnightly live stream where we like to take a wander through this bad boy, Battle Games in Middle Earth. We gather together every fortnight. We take an issue of this, the old classic part work by Digstini. We stroll through it. We hang out together. We look through the magazine and look at the profiles and the painting guides and the battle reports and all that sort of thing for what was going on at the time.
All that jazz.
All that jazz. Every bit of that jazz. And most importantly, we then paint some models together. We come together for a few hours on a Friday night normally to paint. And what do we paint, Steve?
We try and stay on theme as best we can, although I'm terrible at it. And the models that we paint whilst we're doing these crazy streams are the models that are, we got free with the magazine. If it wasn't like a terrain week or something like that, but we try and paint the models that came free in the issue of the magazine that we are reviewing on such stream. Indeed,
and the point, of course, is not to paint these models because you need them. It is purely to paint them for the joy of the hobby. And indeed, a cynic would argue that the point of Battle Streams in Middle Earth is to
look how faded mine is, mate. And how nice and
you got to stop her putting it in the dishwasher.
I've given up. Stop it. I've given up now, mate. I've given up. It caused a row the other
day. I bet.
She said to me, "Stop complaining about your stupid cup." Yes.
Okay.
Get that.
Put that on a mug. Yeah. I want to take a few things here. Okay. Firstly, it's a mug. Anna.
Yeah.
Secondly,
stupid. The thing is, I use this for streams, and the only reason that it needs washing and she puts it in the dishwasher is because she keeps using it. Go figure. Go figure. I said, there's a cupboard full of cups. Why do you keep taking this cup? And that's when she come out with that slur.
It is a slur. That's a hate crime. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. No one likes. You hate to see that at this level.
I'm gonna have to order another. I think. To be honest, I think we're over a year in now. I think me and you are due a new Battle Streams mug.
Fair enough. But yeah. Anyway, the point is to come together and paint those models, not because you want them, but just because painting models is fun. And digging out those old models that kind of came with the magazine is a lot of fun. And we've been doing it for over 2 years now, and it is a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun with it. Steve has a lot of fun with it, and there's a whole bunch of you out there who seem to have a lot of fun with it. So that's kind of the point. You do love it. You love it. Let's not call them that. Right, early doors. So there's an awful lot of people out there who seem to enjoy it. So if you would like to come with us on this journey tonight and in future streams, then you're very welcome. You're very welcome. So Steve, how can they get involved?
So, like the true professionals that we are, there was a scheduled post that's gone up on the Great British Hobbit League, which I didn't panic about at the last minute because I couldn't find it. I totally knew it was there. because that's how we roll. So yeah, if you get over to the Great British Hobbit League Facebook group, if you're not on the Great British Hobbit League Facebook group, get over there. It's one of the little havens on Facebook where you can be a massive nerd without having to worry about people jumping all over you and saying silly things. Because the admins are awesome, apparently. So I hear.
They are. They're really good. Yeah, high quality individuals.
So get yourself over to Great British Hobbit League, and over there you will find, if you search my name, or if you just go to the top of the pin post, because people will be posting it now, so it'll be at the top of the group probably. You will find it says this is the whip thread with a link to this stream. Post pictures of what you're working on there, and we'll look at it later in the show. But what especially do we want to see in that thread, Damien?
Well, as I said, normally what we do is we take a look at an issue of this, Battle Games of Middle-earth, which was the part where there were 91 of these. But do you know what, Steve? Alongside these 91 issues, there were also 3 specials.
There was. Which is weird because there was 3 movies.
No, it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very odd. Very odd.
And those specials came out in the same order as the movies. The Two Towers, Return of the King, and Fellowship of the Ring.
Stuff like that never happens.
So this is a teaser, a spoiler if you will. Not yet. Next time. This is tonight. The Battle Games.
The covers are always a little bit more sexier, I think, on the special.
Yeah, well, that's got Viggo Mortensen. Extra sexy. There's your mate. There's an Aragorn. Big Aragorn on the front. So it's a return of...
aren't they?
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
After you've debated it.
It's not the point, mate. Clear the backlog. Clear the backlog, mate. It's the Return of the King special of Battle Games of Middle-earth. So it doesn't have a number. In the previous one, it wasn't like
it does what it wants.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, doesn't stand in it.
They're very confusing things. These. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that. We mused over it with the Two Towers one. That the last issue doesn't say coming. It's not like next issue. It's out next week. It's like a bonus. It's something else. And it says the Return of the King edition here. It says the forces of Mordor assault Minas Tirith, and even the very composition of this magazine, as we'll get into, is a bit different. And so normally, we would have to paint either the sprue or the model that came with it. But this is only the second one of these we've done. We've done the Two Towers one. We're now doing Return of the King, and we do things a bit different for the specials. And for tonight, the entry requirement, what we hope you paint. You're going to enjoy this if you're new, because you should be able to get involved, is any model whose appearance could be seen in Return of the King, the movie.
Yep.
So essentially, any model who could have walked out of Return of the King, maybe a model that you might use for any of the narrative scenarios or something like that. Is that fair?
Yep, very fair.
The example I've been using all week has been like Legolas. You could have like Ammon Hen Legolas, or you could have Legolas on a horse. But you couldn't have Helm's Deep Legolas because he's in the Rohan armor, and you couldn't have Hobbit Legolas with Orcrist. So you can have loads of you could have like Aragorn definitely could get in, but not all the Aragorns, for example.
Can we just say, if you wanted to paint those Legolas, you could, but you wouldn't be entered into the super special. Sexy.
There's not what? There's not an incentive, is there?
Prize draw.
What?
Money can't buy prize, as we do every episode. Could be the Mona Lisa, but we thought we won't do that. We'll go with super special black BSIME dice.
Big five.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
It also
changed. That's all you need.
They're getting worse. These dice are now changing sixes into other numbers. They're getting worse, dude. Indeed, let me just fix these back to the natural roll I did before the stream started. This bad boy is one of our black Battle Streams of Middle-earth dice. The only way to get your hands on one of these is by painting along to the theme. And frankly, if you're watching this tonight, you must, maybe not must, you must be interested in Lord of the Rings, I reckon. And you're probably a fan of SBG.
Yep.
If those two things are true, you've got to have some model that can fit this criteria, haven't you?
You must have.
You must have.
You must have.
You must have. You must have.
On that note, if you are joining us tonight and you are new, you just stumbled across, do let us know who you are in the chat. Say hello. And I say that most weeks, but I say it especially this week because last week...
Shall I come off the sexy prize now?
Yeah, get off the sexy prize, yeah. Last week, I hosted a free event because we had to postpone one of our events, and one of the attendees, who I've met before, lovely guy, Andrew from Scotland. We were chatting away, and he says he tunes in all the time, and he never says hello. Never says hello. Never says hello. So I fully expect, if Andrew's watching tonight, for him to say hello. And I expect you just to say hello.
Why do you expect him to say hello? He's on record as saying he never says hello.
Yeah, he never says hello. Yeah. I said, why not? He just said, I don't know. So yeah, just say hi. Let us know who you are. Let us know where you're from.
The super secret viewers out there.
Super secret viewers that we didn't even know about.
That's quite cool.
Mm.
Yeah, so, do say hi. It's a friendly place.
So that's the theme. You post in the Facebook group. We'll come to it later on in the stream because the Facebook scene is now working.
Why wouldn't it be working, Steve?
It didn't work last time. I turned the computer on. I said to Damien, "We've got a problem, mate. I've not had a chance to fix the Facebook screen. I've not had a chance to fix it." Damien went, "Oh my god, shock horror!" And then I just tried it and it worked. So yeah, it literally was. I turn it off and turn it on again, and it worked. So we will get to the Facebook post later on in the stream and have a look and see what you're working on. And if you are on theme and you're painting something from Return of the King, you get into the draw to win one of the dice.
Can I briefly interrupt you because I'd like to get some answers on this before we actually get to the comments. I'm doing spoilers. I'm working on my Faramir horse as he charges out towards Goliath in Return of the King. This is a BSIME model, clearing the backlog. Don't care about it too much. So for the first time in my life, I'm going to at least start by just chucking contrast over the horse. And I've got two. I've got snake white leather, which is a kind of tan, and I've got Cygor brown, which is a very dark brown. What I want to say in the comments is pick my horse colour. Pick my base horse colour. Just vote for it, whatever you want. Cygor brown, which is the dark brown, or snake white leather, and you will choose the future of Faramir's horse.
Cygor is like the one with that reddy tint in it.
It's very dark. It's the one that when they're painting Treebeard, they recommend that you put into the inside bits, and then it goes black. It's really dark brown.
You put it into the inside bits.
I put it into your inside bit. So yeah,
it did get very dark.
Drop. It was a mistake. Drop in the comments which one you want, and you'll pick the colour of my horse. So yeah. I interrupted you there. You were saying.
I think I was just going to move on to. We do a lot of things that we go through in the intro. Things that are custom for Battlestreams Middle Earth, and I'm gonna get onto snacks now because I'm 3/4 of the way through one of my snacks for the evening. So tonight I have a chocolate nut cornetto, which I'm almost finished on.
Nice. I've got some of them in the freezer.
Yeah, I've also got my cup of tea, which you've seen.
Lovely.
I've got a white Ferrero Rocher.
Oh, bar. Nice.
Yep. And I have a nice ice cold glass of Sprite. No beer tonight for me because I've got to be up early in the morning.
So you might get some painting done, right?
Oh, I'm painting.
This is cool, man.
I need to finish. Well, I'm not finished. I'm not going to finish him, but I need to work on my Emperor again.
All these new guys are coming in and go, whoa, these guys are painting. They're talking about Lord of the Rings. They're sober. This is amazing stuff.
What about you?
Little do they know.
Little do they know, yeah.
What snacks wise?
Yeah.
Well, you've seen my tea. Classic BSIME mug. I've actually only got one snack. You seem very well prepared. I'm quite tempted to sneak out and get a cornetto. That'd be quite good. Oh, we could have done a cornetto Passover. Next week. Next time. I've got a beer ready to go. Because I do have to be out early in the morning, but I don't really care. And I don't know, do you know what I've got? I've posted about it a couple of times, I think, because I've had it for a while.
Honestly, I've not, as patrons will probably know, I have been AWOL for about 4 weeks. My life currently is just stupidly busy. So social media, really, I've not been keeping up with. So no, I've not seen.
Well, I heard tell of it. Did I hear? No, I didn't hear tell of them first. I saw it. It was one of those moments where I was in a garage. I was like, that looks amazing. I'm going to get that and keep it for the stream. and I got it, and I kept it for the stream, which doesn't always happen. And about a day after I got that, I think I've had it for at least a week. Matt Davies posted about it in the patron chat, and he was like, "These are amazing," and I was like, "Oh, hello."
I think I know what it is.
Oh, see, I thought
it's one of two things that I've got in my mind.
Oh, that's exciting. I mean,
and if it's the one that I think it is, and this is freaky, and I'm going to come to some more freaky stuff that happened between me and you, right? This is freaky. If it's the one that I think it is,
yeah.
Right at this moment now, you know, like I just went in before we went live to make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And I grabbed this out of the fridge.
Yeah.
And I passed Anna the other bar of chocolate that was in the fridge.
Right, and you think it's that?
And I think it's that.
Oh, this would be big, wouldn't it?
Is it a caramel flavoured twirl? Not twirl.
Oh, yeah!
Twirl, yeah, twirl. That's.
Look at that!
Oh, how many weird coincidences do we have?
I love it when our cycles sync.
Because you messaged. I was at work the other day, and it was red. It was one of the hot days that was red hot.
Yeah.
And what did you send me a picture of? What you're having on your lunch break?
I don't know. Oh no, I do. It was a Magnum.
I literally sent straight
a picture of a Magnum. That we'd gone different flavours, hadn't we? I went summer berries with what? Yeah, that was it, because it was summer berries with white chocolate, so it made me think of you.
Yeah.
And it was really bloody good.
Yeah. I went the billionaire.
Yeah. And I'd passed up that one.
I'm kind of addicted to them now. They're amazing.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of Magnums.
Have Magnum's gone smaller?
Yeah, everything's gone smaller, man.
It's crazy.
We're not getting bigger, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't have a lot of Magnums as well. So, something in the air, mate. Something in the air. Something about the way you eat your chocolate tonight. Takes my breath away.
So you're on a caramel twirl.
Yes. So Matt Davis, I can't remember. I think it was Matt Davis. I don't want to misquote him, but I believe he said these are amazing. They're like a twirl, but a bit better. Have you had one?
I've tasted one, yeah.
Oh, how are they?
I'll be honest. I don't dislike them, but I just prefer a normal twirl.
I'm going in.
It's a little bit too
it's right there, isn't it?
A little bit too sweet. Yeah, it's a little bit too sweet for me, I think. Sickly sweet. Do you know what I mean?
Caramel flavouring. You don't get like gooey caramel.
I don't think you need to mess about with chocolate like that.
I think you almost get a coffee taste to it. Nice.
Yeah.
But I think I'm with you. I think I prefer a normal twirl.
Yeah, it's not unpleasant, but I think I would prefer a normal twirl.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So we go. Yeah, I've got a beer. And that's
what my other guess would have been.
Orange Yorkie.
Orange Toffee Crisp, because they were talking.
They were talking about them. You're right.
Seen it pop up in the Patreon chat. Yeah.
We should get those as well.
If you're not aware, if we keep mentioning the Patreon chat, if you are new, we do have a chat where patrons are all in one chat group, and those crazy mofos literally are just talking nonsense 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. I get up in the morning at stupid o'clock, and there's conversations going on.
Very nice conversation between very lovely and friendly people.
Yeah. A lot of people have changed their names on that chat, I've seen.
Yeah.
We've got Gamey Jamie.
We should ban that.
Yeah, Gamey Jamie.
It's really annoying.
It's hard to keep up with people.
Yeah, bloody is. Yeah. Nicknames.
Yeah.
Disable nicknames, Facebook. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what we're. Let us know as always what your snacks are. If you are brand new here in the Whitbread, your pictures, it's traditional to post pictures of your snacks as well.
Yeah. If you're unsure of what we mean, go in the thread. You'll see. Joe
Holzman and Frederick Schultz will show you.
Holzman and Schultz will show you how it's done. What I'm going to do, because I've finished my ice cream, and I'm currently I had to put a new sponge in my wet pellet because I've not used it for that long. It went mouldy, so I've just put it in before the stream, so it's just expanding and growing now. He said. So I'm just sorting that out now. So if you want, mate, while that's doing that, before I start painting, if you've got paint on your brush, I'll jump in and see who's in.
Love it, yeah.
And then we can sort of see what we've been up to. If you want, mine's very quick. But I'll do that. So shall I jump in the chat?
Yeah.
Let's have a look. So what's a live chat? Excuse me. I do it. I'm going to apologise in advance because I've got indigestion because I didn't get in till late. We were at a gymnastics meet for.
How'd it go?
My daughter. Yeah, well. She did well. She didn't win or anything, but she did very well for a first one. There was tears at the end because she didn't win, but it's kids' beer. She was all right. So I come home and I have to quickly make dinner.
That's good though. It's good to say that there are losers in life. Yeah. It's not about taking part.
Well, she's had this thing with gymnastics where she didn't start that long ago. I don't even think she's 12 months in, but she's kind of hit the ground running, and she started off like in a class.
That's the best way with gymnastics.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you want to do. It will help when you get onto the pole.
But basically, they put they put her up an age group 3 times, so she's like 8, but she's doing classes now with like 12 and 13-year-olds, which is really good. But I think it's built her up to, in her head. I think it was every step she's had people telling her how great she is and this, that, and the other. And I think she fully expected to go to this competition and win it. So I think it is a positive thing that she's realised that's not the case, and she's got to put work in and blah blah blah. She was fine, after a chicken burger and an ice cream. She was all right.
Aren't we all?
So yeah, basically I got in late and I made dinner and ate it too quick, so I've got a little bit of indigestion.
Oh, good luck to her. Keep going.
Yeah, she loves it.
Just you should show her The Lost World, Jurassic Park. There's a whole sub storyline in there about Ian Malcolm's daughter being cut from the gymnastics team, but then it ends up with her doing a gymnastics stunt and killing a raptor with it.
Have you seen them?
No, hopefully this week. Jeff Goldblum says, they cut you from the team? And I go, shut up, where's Dr. Alan Grant?
I've not watched it yet.
I'm hoping this Wednesday. It's tough with kids and trying to get those.
Yeah. I've been all Stranger Things up this month.
Oh, very nice. Huge, no. We're stuck on season 2 of it. Huge spoilers. I've jumped ahead before anyone thinks I'm going off script. And Snakebite won 6 votes to 5. So I'm going to paint my horse Snakebite. See what happens.
What are you painting over? White base?
Yeah, it's just Corax.
I would vote 2 thin coats.
I'm going to go 1 thick coat because it's what the
Snakebite on white. You crazy bastard.
Snake white. It's what the massive posters told me to do when they launched it.
He's done it, the crazy bastard. Right.
I believe it's son of a bitch. You did it, you crazy son of a bitch.
I like to say bastard in context. Jill's in. She says, same. How's it going? Don't know what that's the same as Jill, but
same.
Let's go with it. Same. Matt Generation Shifts says, have a great evening, guys. It's my wife's birthday today. Rude.
Happy birthday, Joy.
Sadly, we'll be driving back from Prestatyn during this. Much love. And to you, mate, and your lovely wife. I hope you had a great day.
Let us know if she's listening. I could sing to her.
I mean, we are a live stream that you don't necessarily have to watch. Surely you've got, what's it called? iPlayer in your car? Matt seems like the kind of guy that would have his
in terms of you could listen to it?
Yeah, you could listen to us.
Do you think we're on iPlayer?
Is it not iPlayer? What's it called?
YouTube.
What's it called? Where you connect most cars have a thing. It's called something where you connect your phone to your car. It's got a name on it.
Bluetooth, I think.
No, it's got.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's got a name. It's got a name.
You're probably right.
In the chat will know it. It is basically Bluetooth, but it's got a name. Joe's in. Good evening. Hajinda's in. Good evening. Hope everyone is well. We are. Jill now says evening after saying same. How's it going? As if she really wasn't interested in anything. Hawk Jacobson says, evening gents, happy hobbying tonight. George Galloway's in. Evening everyone. Fun having this on a school night, but after ending at my job last week, it doesn't matter for me anymore. Roll on a 4 a.m. finish to the stream.
Right.
You crazy.
Sorry.
You crazy bastard.
It's not bastard.
I'm going to keep saying it through the stream. And the theme of this stream is Michael Brazing.
Misquoting Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Evening all, says Michael. Sean Clarkson, evening ladies and gents. In the living room tonight as the loft is roasting, I can imagine. How goes the interviews, mate? Says to George. I hope well. Morgan Morris is in, says evening everyone. Guys is in, evening all. How you all doing? Very well, my friend. Old school Chris C is in, evening all. Won't be getting much bad luck clear tonight, but we'll at least make a start on some. I've been ill all weekend and might retire to my sick bed early. Sorry to hear that, man. I hope it's nothing too much.
You can't clear the backlog in a night. Unless you've got like one model to paint, I guess.
Is it sick, illness sick, or is it like me with hay fever's absolutely wiping me out? Frederick says hello there. The allure of black BSIME dice will keep me going for a bit, though, says also.
Hey.
Michael Curtis is in. He says, hello, painting people. I hope your evenings are being kind to you all. Peter Taylor, evening, guys. Joe Kelly says, hi, everyone. Greeting from the States. Sorry I can't stay, as we have 20 people coming over for smoked pulled pork. Damn it, Joe.
Do you know, I've got some exciting and slightly disappointing news.
Go on.
Joe Kelly has sent us a package.
Has there?
Yeah.
Is it a smoker?
I hope it's the pulled pork for the other two people, but it's been held up by Parcel Force, so it's due for delivery on Tuesday. So I think he said we could open it. I think there might be a puppy in it, and he's worried that it's going to die or something. But we could do a live unboxing. But we have a package for us. There's some stuff for you in it that he's asked me to bring out, sent from the States.
Legend.
So yeah, how excited is that? So maybe we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that on the next stream.
He lives in America, like he's living the dream. He's living the dream. Joe, funnily enough, I've been looking at smokers because we're having, along with, as I mentioned previously, everything's coming out of the man cave. This is going to be turned into like an office stroke kitchenette.
I've just got an image of you like staring outside at people who are smoking like this.
No, but I want
to go. Steve, come to bed.
I want to get a big smoker, but I think the more I research it, there's not many like companies that make smokers well here, and a lot of like groups that I've joined and chat about, they're saying that to get them imported. So I may be hitting you up, Joe.
Maybe Joe sent us that then. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Maybe he's in that. I wonder
there were import charges.
I know what I'll do. But yeah, I may hit you up for some advice, Joe. Green Tree's in. How you doing, Mark? George Galloway says, no joy yet, Sean. Still applying for stuff and being a bit picky as I don't want to be sucked into a job I don't want to do out of desperation. Good plan. As long as you're able to do that financially, mate. Yep. Don't jump into something that you might regret. Unless you need to pay the mortgage and you've got no money, then obviously you need to do what you need to do. I mean, you're good looking.
In short, Steve's advice is don't jump into something you'll regret unless you need to jump into something you'll regret, in which case jump into something you'll regret.
I've seen many a fella go down that route. You know, 1 minute he's a high flyer, next minute, you know, there's adverts in phone boxes. It's crazy.
Probably me soon.
Dan Nelly, evening all. Glad to be able to catch some of the stream tonight. Welcome, Dan. Mr. Dan Collister's in. How are you doing, Dan Collister? Feels like I've not spoke to you in ages, mate. I hope you're doing well. And then some geezer says, all is well. Steve's just making his brew and we're with you at 8:37.
That guy sounds attractive.
He sucks ass. Ashley Fisher, evening campers. Feel like I've missed a few of these. Glad to be back. It was much easier to catch all of them when we weren't allowed to do anything else.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what? Weirdly enough, I miss them days.
It's much easier to schedule them when we weren't allowed.
Other than the fact that I was very sad because I just couldn't see people or do anything. Like now, life's that busy. I look back fondly at those nights. Because of Dragons says, finally proper joining live. Welcome, Because of Dragons.
Because of Dragons?
Because of Dragons. Do we know Because of Dragons?
We do. And I am actually overdue in a post here. I don't know if you would have caught this. So, Because of Dragons is Ben from Beasts of War or on Tabletop, as they are.
Welcome, my friend. We have a celebrity in the chat.
Indeed. I'm sure everyone here will be familiar with on Tabletop, as it was formerly Beasts of War. Mm-hmm. And Ben has been a huge supporter of Middle Earth, but I think in particular of SBG magazine for years now. Yep. So Ben always writes us an article about the latest issue of SBG to go on Tabletop, which he very kindly does like every year, and we get loads of publicity out of it. So that's been awesome. And what's the next bit? I stumbled across a video recently, a Mordheim video. I was just watching a bunch of Mordheim stuff this week and reminiscing, and found this video. I found this channel, and the channel's called Because of Dragons. And then I was like, oh, well, that was good. I enjoyed that video. And he had a video saying, why is SBG the best Games Workshop ever made? And I was like, This guy seems to know what he's talking about. It's only then when his face appeared, like, it's only bloody Ben. It's only
bloody Ben. It's
Couldn't believe
bloody
it.
Ben.
So, Because of Dragons is Ben's own YouTube channel. You should all go and subscribe to it right now.
Yeah, do it now.
I think it's relatively new. It seems like I think he did like a gaming channel that's become.
Don't
more
click
tabletop.
it so you go off our stream. Right click it and
Yeah,
open
you need
another
tab.
Yeah,
Well, absolutely.
Subscribe, obviously.
But he's got somewhere in the region of maybe about like 30 tabletop videos or something like that. And I've been chewing my way through them over the last few evenings since I found them. And they're great. But in the SBG one, talks about this.
Is it?
Yes. Gives us a shout out. Gives us a big battle stream shout out.
Legend.
Yeah, you're happy at the moment. I got to say this because I think you should watch the video.
Us off.
No. He says, and he's right. There's also battle streams in Middle Earth, which is mainly run by Damien. Mainly run by Damien.
Listen,
Mainly
I could press one button now, and this world would end.
This whole channel. I thought you'd enjoy that, but I think it's because my face appears in all the vlogs, so I think that's why. It is, of course, a joint effort. But yeah, what's very, very exciting is he gives us a really lovely shout out on it about the streams, and he gives the magazine a lovely shout out as well. And he's got some great other videos. I watched one about how I got into Warhammer Fantasy, which just made me go, oh, Warhammer Fantasy, and some speculation about the old world and all this sort of stuff, which is awesome. So really, really good.
Is there a child hooligan trying to kick your door?
Absolutely is a 1.5-year-old trying to break the door down, I think. I think I hope there's a parent with there. Hello. You haven't been on the stream before. Do you want to see Olivia?
I mean, yeah.
Olivia had a late nap today, which I think is why she's
the
here.
worst kind of nap.
Oh, hello.
Daddy let Liv have their late nap today. And Mummy's on bedtime. How's that?
Look at your top. Motherhood. It's a walk in the park. Huh? But in the Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
This is Olivia. Hello. Don't grab that.
This is exciting. There's things on the desk. There's buttons.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
Does the internet think that Daddy should be in charge? So see that.
We'll find out in about 3 hours. It's Steve.
Is that geezer?
You want this?
I want to stay with you, Daddy.
I'll swap you this for some peace and quiet.
I'll swap you that. Yeah.
I don't want to stay.
You do some bye-bye. You do waving.
Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Smash the place up, love.
Babies just don't play by the rules, do they?
I don't. Good hearing it. Good luck.
So the next thing that Damien will be ordering online is a padlock.
That's a disaster. There's no way that's good news. But yeah, so he did this awesome video about spectating on the old world, and it's great. And his channel's kind of right up my street. It's people talking about the hobby and games that I like, which is just people chatting about stuff, which is awesome. So go and check it out.
I will be checking. I'll be checking that out after the stream.
Thank you, Ben, for all the support and the shout out.
Where was I? Because of Dragons. Do you know what? I like your logo because of Dragons, because it's easy for me to find where I was because it stands out.
Well, that's because of Dragons.
Sean says, I get that to George. Good luck with the search, mate. Make sure you land something good. Jill Gorham says, welcome to Because of Dragons. Tom Total says, Return of the Kings with a love heart. I mean, are we the Kings?
I think that might be nice. I think that's...
Thanks, man.
That is nice, isn't it?
Matt Hudson, nice. Evening all. Yo, Jill Gorham says, Because of Dragons. Max Malice, evening all. Genomo, greetings from Denmark. Greetings to you, Genomo. Frederick says, I love how Larry was right with his prediction of the delays. Those sorts of discussions are Patreon exclusive things. What the hell? What have they been saying about us?
Someone said there was a conversation with someone like, is it usual time? Someone said, yeah, and Larry said it's at 8:37 then. Ooh.
Rude. Sean says, remember I said 37 was a bit too early too. Dan Collister says, do you think Steve had to fabricate the kettle first? Cheeky monkey. Wow, only 10 minutes late, says Frederick. Sounds good. Sound works. Can hear you both, says Frederick. Sound is good, guys, says Ajinder. Has there been a week the whole year that hasn't been stressful for you, Steve? I don't think there has. 2022 has sucked ass for me. Peter Taylor, yeah, sounds all good. Larry Miller, there's a problem with the audio. I can hear both of you.
Becoming ruder and ruder.
He does. Mr. Noon says, good evening, fellas. How are you doing on this wonderful Sunday evening? We are well. I hope you're well too, my friend. Evening to all our fellow painters. Sound is great, says Darren Warner. Matt Hudson says, can hear you, chaps. Frederick says, had a bad week, coughing to the point of vomiting and blowing my nose often. I got a nosebleed and some other stuff. Felt similar to when I had COVID, but the test was negative. Very little hobby time. Honestly, I know it sounds bad because when people think hay fever is like a really mild thing, it could be hay fever. The pollen apparently is like super pollen this year. Something to do with
Pollen.
This is what he said. There's not more pollen, but it's like super strong pollen because something
pollen.
to do with the temperatures of getting hot and cold. Pre-summer, done something to the pollen. Could be that people who don't get hay fever normally are getting it. And I get it all the time, and it knocks me for six. I'm on some like
you know what you need?
Super special drugs now. Go on.
Local honey.
Doesn't work, mate. I've tried everything. Doesn't work.
You don't think?
No. But I feel better now, says Frederick. Good to hear. Ian Whitehouse is in. He says, now then. How you doing, Ian? I hope you're well, mate.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's the sound of jumping.
It's the sound of jump or something else.
No.
Put the kettle on. Larry Miller says, also, Damien, surely a mug is a group within a larger category of cups.
Oh God, is this tonight's topic? Isn't a mug? Isn't it about thickness or something?
I thought it was how much it holds.
I don't think it's volume.
I thought it might have been.
See, I know, like everyone else, you're going to start getting definitions in the chat. It's like you can all Google it.
Yeah.
Forget it. It's not clever when you know the answers. We have to do this shit live.
Yeah, we have to do it live.
I think a cup is, and as I'm saying this out loud, it's almost certainly like almost like thin bone china. Like a bone china would be a cup. If you went and got afternoon tea, that would be a cup. But when it's thicker, I think it's a mug.
You mug.
I don't think we've got many cups, but everything I would say that are cups are thinner.
If I had to guess, if I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire right now, and I 50-50'd it.
What are the other two options?
I don't know.
What are we 50-50?
They're irrelevant. They're so stupid. They got took off the board on a 50-50, right?
So it's like, how do you tell the difference between a mug and a
what is
cup?
the difference? Yeah.
And one of them says like elephants. One of them says purple.
Yeah.
So it's obviously not them.
No. And you're left with A, volume.
Yeah.
Or C, because B and D have gone, obviously.
Because you'd be like, I was hoping they'd leave elephants. Oh, that's annoying.
Or C, thickness of the
material.
I'd go with volume. Because generally they are bigger, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're bigger because they're wider, because they're thicker.
If you had your pinky out now and you had like a little tea china cup and you poured it into a mug, it wouldn't fill the mug just because of the thickness of the mug. You'd have half a mug of tea.
Maybe. You might be right. I'm not this isn't a hill I'm dying on, this one.
You love that saying, don't you? Love it. Loves it.
Do I?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Larry, check how many episodes he said that on. What are we on? Episode 63. I'm back in 61. Tenner on 61.
I'll take that there.
I'll have to go and get my inhaler in a minute.
I'm going to say 60.
Right, here we go. Gordon Laidlaw says, hi guys, just a couple of hours for me tonight. I'm up early, travel to large nuclear facility in West Cumbria tomorrow. Well, I hope it's just
Sounds like the start of a movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that sort of thing MacGyver would be up
to. Like how birds are technically dinosaurs, says Laurie. Speaking of which, has Damien seen it yet? Surely you could have Legolas on horse with Gimli, says Laurie.
Yeah.
It's like too much to take in at once. I mean, there's 3 messages there.
I think he's saying,
have nothing to do with each other.
He's saying, have I seen the film yet? Which I haven't. And I think he's saying, for tonight, could you have Legolas on horse with Gimli? I think you can, because they ride to Orthanc together at the start. So yeah, I think that is right.
Frederick says, wow, big BSIME 5. Because the Dragon says, going for Aragorn from the Black Gate, fished out the on-foot model from an old cardboard box. That's what we like to hear.
That's exactly what you should be doing.
Laurie says, is Steve eating a snack without having announced it? I certainly did, because it was melting, because it's quite warm.
Sometimes we have to do that.
Good evening also, Dale Groves. Good evening, Dale. Technically, I never say hello. I just jump straight into a comment about how I wish I couldn't hear you.
Dale Groves, who won the wooden spoon tournament yesterday. Well done, Dale.
Well done.
It's always weird clapping silence. Like, well done, you're awful. But, very much deserved. That sounds like
Joe Husband says, why? We've got the thing. Larry says pink, Cygor, both. Snakebite, Cygor. Shadow and Flame is in. It says, what up, boys? Nice little event last week, Steve. Yes, and all the better of having you there, Dave. It was a pleasure to see you and your lad again. And Dave brought his elvish cosplay.
Saw the pictures.
It is sweet. It's class. It looks awesome.
It's awesome.
Snakebite. I'm gonna pause there. I don't know if you want to just jump in for me for 5 minutes. I'm gonna go get my inhaler, mate, because I'm coughing like crazy.
Can you keep going for like a minute while I'll whack this contrast out?
Yeah, it's all right, mate. I'll choke.
It's fine. Get that, but you'll just feel even better because you'll start from an even worse place. Mm-hmm.
Snakebite leather. I think snakebite looks more like it does in the film, says Larry. So I'm going to go with Volupus Pink.
Hey.
Joe Osmond says, imagine the disappointment next week when it goes back to normal. And what goes back to normal?
The stream, the theme,
goes back to normal.
Something we synced. What was the first thing we synced about? Wasn't the Magnum?
We were talking about the special magazines being out of sync and not normal.
No, but I mean, me and you, what did we do? It was talking about being texting each. Oh no, it was the caramel 12. I don't think it means the 12s. You don't think it means like are they only limited for a week or something?
No,
don't know. Could be honest.
Let us know what you mean, Job. Oh, imagine this way next week when it goes back to normal. Is he talking about the nicknames? Is that a temporary thing?
Could be.
Larry says, imagine how good a caramel ripple would be. Yeah, Larry. Yeah.
Slightly worse caramel 12, you know.
Matt Hudson says, this is my 3rd week and I've yet to see Steve drink. I can only assume this is the norm. It's totally the norm, mate. I'm a picture of health. Jill Gorham says, I managed to find a shop that still has some hazelnut whispers. So that's the stream snack.
Aren't they out of date, though? This is what I had the last one. They were on the counter and I could only buy them. And he was like, but they're out of date. You might want to check. Might not be.
I have a weird, what? I'm assuming limited edition runs and flavours of things are a tester to see if they sell.
Yeah, maybe.
But I've never seen anything have a limited edition run then actually come out. Have you?
Okay, occasionally.
You've still got all the same old chocolate.
Yeah, I was thinking a similar thing because I did have an orange Yorkie this week. I found them, and I was thinking, are these going to go soon? And I always wonder, like, the amount of money that must go into developing that new flavour and then developing the wrapper and marketing it and producing it all and all that. How I find it amazing that they don't just go, yeah, just keep making it.
Yeah, people are buying it.
People are buying it. Just keep making it.
I mean, these guys on BSIME.
Yeah.
Let's just make 500 a week for them.
I'd love to see the figures on that. Like why? And unless they're unpopular, I suppose.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then you look at whenever you see, I mean, sticking on the whisper theme, whenever we talk about it or you see it pop up on them weird sort of threads on Facebook, about what chocolate would you like to see come back. Like Mint Whispers are always up there.
Well, it's the best chocolate bar ever made.
Why are Cadbury's not going?
Let's
just make some Mint Whispers for these folks. Like, let's do it. It's guaranteed money in the bank.
Maybe we could get a sponsorship deal with them.
Maybe.
We could launch your Mint Whisper.
Jill also says orange.
We could say to him, like, honestly, you could sell 50 or 60 of these a week.
We could shift at least 20 for you.
At least. Maybe 25.
Yeah, and if it's a BSIME meetup, 30.
Send us a box.
Just make one box.
They'll go.
Put them in normal Whisper packaging. Forget the packaging. Just make the Mint Whispers.
Imagine that. What a treat
Don't
that
even put them in a wrapper.
Like when you get a Kit Kat without the biscuit. Imagine opening a Whisper and biting into it and being a Whisper Mint. That would be the best day of my life. And I've got 2 children.
Yeah. Why are they stop making them?
Mint Whisper would never come into the stream when it should be asleep.
I think it's some conspiracy, like government-run thing. Just keep the public down.
Maybe it is.
It's a way of chipping away at us. First, it was Mint Whispers.
Maybe they're going to release Mint Whisper so that everyone forgets about everything else that they've done. It's not all bad.
But yeah, they're saving the comeback for like a really bad cover-up. We need a diversion.
You would have thought it would have come out after Andrew, wouldn't you? Really? Was like no, even this isn't big enough for the Mint Whisper. Yeah. It's got to be bigger than this. Maybe it'll be when Liz finally goes. Maybe that's what they're keeping it for.
Aliens,
God rest her soul.
Aliens have been living among us for years.
Queen's dead. It would be like the main story. The Mint Whisper is returned. In other news, Queen Elizabeth II died tonight.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. That's page 3 news.
Yeah. Hopefully not with a page 3 photo.
No. I mean, is that still a thing? Page 3?
I wouldn't have.
Not,
you know what? I
it
can't
couldn't be in this day and age.
Yeah,
surely.
exactly. It can't be.
Couldn't be.
I don't know. Maybe it is. No. So there's 10 minutes about me. Right, I'm back. I've finished. Do you want to see? I finished contrasting my horse. I know. I always keep doing this. I forget that I do have a potential. There he is. You chose him.
Oh yeah.
There is. Let's go behind it. There you go. That's snake bite skin, and then I chuck Cygor onto there, the mane and tail and all that. I will work it up a bit, but I just wanted to try it. I've never actually used contrast like that to actually whack over his base colour.
Cheap.
What do you think? It's all right. It's not bad. I wouldn't even on a model like this though that I don't really care about. I'd want to highlight up.
Do you know what I think it is? I've got like a thing about. I use contrast paints, but not in the same way that other people do. I kind of use them like shades and glazes, and simply because in my head you can look at a model and go, "That's contrast paint."
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
But it has done what it's meant to do.
I think is it because. Like, because I mean, I'm not a great painter. I'm very average at best. But is it like a little bit of snobbery, like that I look at it and go, "Ugh, that's contrast"? If someone looked at that and didn't know it was contrast, would they think it was well painted? Do you know what I mean?
I do. I mean, I do think it looks different. I don't think it's snobbery. I think they, when you just do those, when you just whack the colours over, and any layman tries it, I think they often do look like contrast. Yeah. I've seen at events, I've seen cloaks where I was like, well, that cloak's just contrast, which is fine because that's how you want to paint it. But I think you can tell, but obviously then you can do more with them, can't you? But what I feel like that's done is that's one layer instead of 2. That looks to me like it's been base coated and then washed. Yeah. So that's fine. And as I said, I love this stuff. This is the time to do it on BSIME models where I just don't care. Yeah. A lovely freeing feeling.
Right, if you could jump in the chat, I want it, mate.
Yeah, can I?
Halo, which I've been prescribed, which I'm supposed to be taking every time I start coughing. I've been coughing for 20 minutes, but you wanted to finish your painting or something. I don't know. Richard Fitzgerald.
You're exactly right.
Says evening all. And I'll be back in a second.
Don't wait for me to find that. There it is. Peter Taylor says, I don't think there are any other streams on the internet that give such a fine, in-depth snack conversation. Well, yeah, it's good to know we're top of the rankings for something, I suppose. And I'd hope that's true. Maybe not even food ones. Certainly not Middle Earth SBG streams. Joe Holzman, I don't think anyone has changed their own names in that chat. Are you talking about a different chat? I wonder if you're talking about maybe the, I don't know, the attendees, or is there a beast? There is an attendees one. Maybe you're talking about the meetup one. Who knows? Don't know. Frederick Schultz thinks we should get up in the morning at stupid o'clock and there's conversation going on a mug. Dan Colstar is actually on theme tonight. I'm a bully, Oburn. Oh, all right, Sitsipas. That's a tennis joke for anyone who's like me loving Wimbledon. Joe Holzman, Frederick Schultz says, Joe Holzman really confused by Dwayne telling everyone he's rich. Are we supposed to disclose our financial situation? It's good. Yeah. Very short. Stranger Things was great. Larry Miller, what do you count my boat as? What did you count my boat as? Is that a sexual thing? I've always thought your boat is quite nice. Paintbrush Pirate is in. He says, "Hi everyone, Shadow and Flame. Yeah, I just watched it too, Frederick. Awesome. Is that still Stranger Things? I think." Larry Miller, vote. It doesn't mean his ass. Vote. What do I count your vote as? I think I ignored your vote, I believe. Joe Holzman, it didn't win by 6 votes to 5. There was a vote for white and a vote for pink. At best, it won 6-5-1. Yes, you're right. I neglected to include the. Oh Jesus Christ! You've done it again. Sorry. I hate you so much. The last one was an accident. It's happening. The last one, he didn't even bring a beer this time. Hello, you all right?
Magic booby milk.
Love that for a stream snack. It'll be great. Well done. Well done. They'll enjoy that, I'm sure. They'll enjoy that, no doubt. Yeah, there you go. Sneak attack. Lol. It happened again. 3rd time. Sneak attack. There's the late. That revenge. That's going in the next song. The best bit is the glee on Emma's face. He's not even here, you know. He's not here to see it. He's missed it. Oh, go away. Always lovely to see. What? I've got a beer. You can bring back a beer later if you want. That'd be lovely. Oh, don't forget that down. What? Have I? Oh dear. There's a lot of stuff on the bed. Right, should we carry on? Find it. Oh, that didn't take long. Hold on. Do you want to jump in on the debate? What's the difference between a mug and a cup? Ooh. Yeah, damn right. Oh,
evening.
You all right? Look who's back.
Hopefully this will kick in soon.
Hang on. Look who's back.
Yeah.
Guess what she did? Snuck in, scared the shit out of me. Again. Yeah, I loved it. And you missed it.
I'll watch back. I'll rewind it.
What is the difference between a cup and a mug?
I mean, I literally just answered. It's like you're not listening.
Sorry.
Mug of coffee, cup of tea.
What, you think it's about what goes in it?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's nonsense.
He said that's nonsense. We don't know. We haven't Googled it. He thinks it's volume.
Size.
And I was saying it was the thickness of the material, like a china cup or like a ceramic mug.
You are a ceramic mug.
Cup mugs at your parents' house.
Ooh,
I think
I've never even seen them mugs, but it sounds like you've been had there.
I think they've got a shelf of cups and a shelf of mugs.
Yeah, but cups are like more bowl shaped.
Well, theirs aren't.
Could be the shape.
I don't know. Then none of them are
Could
cups.
be the shape. I think.
But I've seen. Sometimes you get them cups that are
Cups
yeah,
are like
like Chip from Beauty and the Beast
shape with a handle.
He's saying sometimes you get the cups that are like Chip from Beauty and the Beast, which is the shape of the thing, which is what you said.
Yeah.
There should be a show that did like a review of cups or mugs every week. That'd be good.
Has anyone in the chat Googled it yet?
Anyway,
I'm sure
I'm watching this really cool stream on YouTube, so I need to go.
Which one is it?
Top Table Gaming.
It's Coastal Crafter.
That is such a betrayal. You're literally Sunday night. You're literally watching a stream on the internet, and it's a different one.
Yeah.
Let's see where you're following.
Rank. Oh, they're all jumping off the Coastal Creations. It's a disaster.
That's rude. They won't be able to find it in the right place.
Sorry.
Coastal Crafter.
They won't be able to go and find it in the right place. Excellent. Coastal Crafter. There you go.
We're here from BSIME, they say.
You won't hear anything about snacks on that.
No.
Just be talking about crafting and all that. Right. I need to go. I can find where I was.
Let me mute that.
I did get through a few before disaster struck. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we'll get to the good stuff. Hutchins thing is suggesting Bluetooth. Joe Holzman, the Steve thinks BBC. You see, this is where it's coming, right? Aaron thinks it's Apple CarPlay, which obviously would be specific for Apple. I don't think there is a universal car broadcasting system.
I'm going to find it. I'm going to Google it and I'm going to find it.
I think you're thinking of Bluetooth.
No, it's got a name, and I think it's
made up. Eric Schultz says greetings all. Glenn Seymour says greetings. Larry says he's a brave man. Last time I sent a package, I just got a hurtful comment about my sensible box for chocolate preservation. Frederick Stevens' advice is to always ask for forgiveness instead of permission. Ashley Fear says, if you're after a good smoker in the UK, check out Drumbacue.
I've not heard of those.
Smoke. Because of Dragon says, thank you, Damien. Oh yeah, do it way later. I think that was, go and check out his channel way later. Harjinder Sin has subscribed. There you go, we got you one then. Eric Short says, you can smoke. Jill Gorham, I laughed a lot at that line too. I don't know which line that was. No. Joe Holzman, it's a fair assumption Steve's so busy with all his other YouTube channels. How can we dedicate the same amount of time as Damien to BSIME? It's a fair point. Frederick Schultz just subscribed to due to fire breathing lizards. Carl Daly, evening all, playing this whilst driving home from Liverpool. Nice to tune in live again. Good to have you in, Carl. Frederick Schultz, baby streamed in Middle Earth. Oh, this must be when the child arrived. He thinks that mini humans are so weird. They are. Old School Chris says, say bye-bye, Waves Door. Just Green Tree has subscribed to Because of Dragons, and now I need a 10mm fellowship. Stop watching his videos now. Obviously, don't watch them now. Jiminy Cricket, I've done this wrong. Larry Miller, how many times do we have to say Damien needs locking mechanisms on the hobby room doors? Solid Muldoon there. Old School Chris, it's proper illness. Have a headache, phlegm, cough, all classic COVID symptoms, but I'm still negative. Well, hopefully, if you just start feeling a bit more positive about things, you can be able to get over it. Del Groves, you mentioned Mordheim. I adored that game. So did everyone. Part of me thinks battle companies could be made so much more engaging and unique with some Mordheim influence. Osculus is the perfect cityscape for it. Yeah, indeed. As I said, after the stream, go and watch Ben's video, because he just talks through the rule book for 25 minutes, and he just basically said, look at how cool this is. Look at how cool this is. Which it is extremely cool, but just the artwork in it's just so rich.
What was the thing called that was in White? Was it the Town Crier?
Town Crier was, I think it started in White Dwarf and then it became one of the specialist magazines. But Mordheim started in White Dwarf, It was Thomas Piranen wrote the. I think it was just called like Warhammer Skirmish at the time, and it was like 4 articles or something, one a month of some like prototype rules for a skirmish game. And I think he had the setting, but it wasn't called Mordheim as memory serves. And then I guess it proved really, really popular. and they released it as a box game. I said in his on my comment when I wrote in the video, one of the coolest things I remember is when you ordered it from mail order as part. They used to do really good deals on, like, when you did bulk stuff from them. And when I think it was something like when you bought the box, it said comes with like free building template and the mail order box, not the game box, but as an add-on. And this cost them nothing, but it was just mega. When you opened the box, there was a piece of paper the same size as the box, which you glued to the box and then cut out the bits, and it made a ruined building. That was nice. That was cool. But yeah, the scenery for it was just mega. And old school Christy says, upon which I'm going to flake out and call it night. Good night to you lovely people. And Damien. Whoa. Why did I do to Chris? Because the dragon says, I need to use due to fire breathing wizards at some point. Michael Dublé is in. Just got back from my gig, from his unwanted leaving do, and just popping in to say hi. He was really worried people put on a leaving do for him. And he was like, on a stream night, he said, I'm going to try to sneak out early to catch the stream. Going to have to catch up later this week as alas, too much to sort before my first day to get some painting done tonight. Well, good luck tomorrow. Oh, and then Chris confirms, obviously, Damien is loveliest of all. Better.
Don't know very well.
Hey, Michael Curtis says, oh, great.
Corona pollen.
Oh, Corona. I was on Corona pollen. Corona pollen. I was like, Corona pollen. What's Corona pollen?
In the ancient town of Corona pollen.
Well, I thought it was I was thinking like along the lines of crustacean. I was like, I don't know what a Corona pollen is. It's one of those things where someone uses a big word in the chat and we look embarrassed. We don't know what it is. But yeah, indeed. Oh God, not the Corona pollen. Joe Holzman, personally, I'll put cups and here we go. I'll put cups and mugs under the larger category of liquid-bearing receptacles. Doesn't really help. Ian Whitehouse thinks it's a shape. He thinks a cup has a saucer. That's interesting.
This is true.
And then old school Chris comes in with a but. Your travel mug goes in the cup holder in the car. My God, oh my! Right.
So 20th century that.
If I'm doing this, you're going to be painting. You know the rules.
Yeah, I'll start painting. My thing's ready now. Look. Hey.
Lovely. Joe Holzman says mug has a handle. A cup has a handle. What are you talking about?
What are we talking about?
What are you talking about? What are you doing, Joe?
We talk about Willis. Remember that? Different strokes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great that.
You go to afternoon tea and just like do that with your cup. What are you doing, Joe? Like, of course you got a handle. Madness. Ian Wire says cup has a saucer. I like that, but we've already read it out. Michael Curtis says I'd say shape 2. Frederick Schultz says everyone knows the difference between a mug and a cup is indeed elephant. Aaron came across because of Dragons from a YouTube suggestion. The video about SBG being the best game was very enjoyable to watch. It was. George Kaufman is in. Says hello from Pennsylvania. Hello. I'm glad to see we're tackling the real questions. Tableware streams in Middle Earth from Frederick. Old School Chris C says, I also forgot to ask, do events that happened in the Return of the King book also count for being on theme? Can I paint Lobelia Sackville Baggins? I think no. It's not what we said last time, and it's about the film.
You know what Damien's like. You know, if I was reading the chat, right,
it's a joint thing. It's a joint. It's a channel that's run largely. Sorry, it's a channel that's run by both of us. But the thing is, as soon as you allow them in, though, you've got to then allow any Frodo. You can't not allow Legolas with Rohan armor if you're allowing people that aren't even in the film.
Mate, I bet you. You know that.
Yeah, I think we're going to say no, just for the specials. Nabila will get a chance. The rules are there to control the fun. Larry Miller, I was saying you couldn't do not mounted. You couldn't do not Gimli mounted Legolas. What does that even mean?
What the hell?
I was saying you couldn't do not Gimli mounted Legolas. Oh, I see. He's saying you couldn't do Legolas just on horse. Got ya.
Excuse me.
Right, I see. So pretty sure he never rides a horse on his lonesome in Return of the King. Oh, is that true? That's a great catch from Larry. Maybe then. You might be right.
It's rare, but great.
You might be right, Larry. Yeah, if Legolas is never on horse, so if anyone's not painting Legolas on horse, you need to watch Return of the King before the end of the stream. Let's see if he ever rides a horse on his own. Shane Derry, hay fever relief wipes are great, Steve. I was struggling a few weeks ago, but they've really
I've got
helped.
some of those.
Joe Holzman said it was about the new viewers seeing you both painting. I think that's when Joe said, like, wait and see what happens next week or when they return to normal or something
Was
like
Joe
that.
being facetious?
I think he may have been.
Rude.
Yeah, Larry then straight away afterwards says he means that you're painting. And then he says artificial scarcity. Is that talking about us? Is that in some way implying that we're... I don't know if he's talking about us doing artificial scarcity there and saying that we're somehow making people want more painting by not having enough painting or something. Aaron said, Mint Whisper, have to admit I've never had one. That's probably because, Aaron, you're a young man, aren't you? I don't think they've been on sale this century. I think they were gone in the late 90s, I believe. Ben Shaw says they could take our Mint Whispers, but they can't take our freedom. Highland Faron says, was that the little one that the stork delivered during lockdown? Oh my God. Yeah, I think so. Unless it was, yeah, it must have been. Yeah. That's my new one. Larry Miller says that's not pink. Is he talking about Olivia? He's probably talking about the horse. Max Malice. Steve, I've got you on this, all right?
Yeah.
Steve, as a brickie, pretending he doesn't know if page 3 is still a thing.
I'm not a brickie.
Max,
How
I've told you, I've got you. Max, he's a glazer.
I'm a joiner.
Are you? I thought you're a glazer.
Yeah, I glaze things, but I'm a joiner.
Is that like painting, glazing? Right.
Yeah.
I'm just putting a little tint on it at the end.
Oh, you know what? We've also there has been a bit of drama as well, like between streams. So, you know, I've got my special glasses, which I now can't find.
They're on your head, mate.
But you know my glasses, said glasses, you know, from that famous skit. They no longer exist.
Why?
The dog ate them.
The dog ate them. The dog ate your homework.
Ate my glasses.
That can't be good for the dog.
No, it didn't eat them. Just chewed them up for fun. Spat them out.
You can't say the dog ate them, and then I say that can't be good for the dog, and then you say no, it didn't eat them.
You know what I mean? Right. So I need to find.
Shit, I have to put up with.
You should understand me by now.
That's a very long headphone lead you got there, mate.
Hey, mate.
I'm quite impressed.
That's what they all say.
Have you got an extender?
Mate, let me show you something that's going to blow your mind, yeah? Well, it's not, this isn't a magic trick.
Look at that guy. Yes, it's an extender.
It's an extender, my friend.
That is magnificent.
Yes. Yeah.
This is what the people.
I just thought if I'm gonna do it, I may as well do it.
Have we got a link to that? Have we got an affiliate link to headphone extenders?
No, it actually came with my my lapel mic.
It's a thing of beauty, mate. A thing of beauty.
Wired lapel mic.
I love it.
Right. Oh, look, I just found from a stream in the past.
Oh, lovely. Get on that. Were you talking about you got? Was that the end of the dog story?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, shoot my glasses.
Well,
now I need to find my super cool.
They'll live on in YouTube glory forever.
Yeah,
Michael Haskell is in. He says, "Return of the King memory, 2004 extended edition. Penny had a major operation in December and came out of hospital on Christmas Day lunchtime. Boys were so thrilled. She gamely watched an hour of the film in the evening." This is ambiguous. Were the boys thrilled that Penny came out, or were they thrilled that you had the Return of the King extended edition? It's like, what a great day, Mum's home. Oh. That is awesome. That's a nice memory. Well, I don't know how much of this will actually do tonight, because it's more the kind of 20 years of Return of the King we might do in about a year and a half's time. But one of my abiding memories of watching the extended version which is on DVD, of course, is like in early December when it came out, watching it at my mum and dad's house, and Frodo and Sam climbing up Mount Doom, and my dad coming into the room and sitting down and going, "What's going on?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "No, I can't. I can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't. You're 11 and a half hours in, mate. I can't. Whatever I say, that sounds stupid. Yeah, it will. It will sound stupid. Yeah, but maybe a bit of that later, but probably in a year and a half's time. Joe Holzman, I'm talking about the patron one. No one's changed their own names. People are changing other people's names. Are they?
That's rude.
Are they really?
Are we allowing that?
Oh, I think they're doing it. I assumed that. I hadn't even tweaked that. I assumed that everyone had changed their names themselves. Can you change other people? That seems like a flaw in Facebook.
I might drop a rule on that.
If not, I'm changing Steve's tonight, right? That's a dreadful feature to have in your chat app. Wouldn't it be great if everyone could change everyone else's names? That won't be an unmitigated disaster. Can you imagine by the time we get into the chat at the end of the stream, it's going to be a war zone.
Yeah. Guess what?
Oh. Frederick starts going, his vote, not his boat, lol, not a sexual thing, indeed. Oh, and here comes Emma. Sneak attack, lol, it happened again. Third time, third sneak attack. There's the late nap revenge. These are all very pleased with Emma's work here. That's going in the next song. The best bit is the glee on Emma's face, laughing faces. Larry Miller says, damn, I have to like the video because that means it made him laugh. Carl Day says, bugging me, I nearly crossed into the wrong lane on the M6. I hope that's because I shouted, and I hope it's not because you're watching, Carl. Frederick Schultz, not long, and we'll be able to do an entire compilation of sneak attacks. Dan says, renewed your life insurance recently, Dan. Michael Curtis asked if I knew I was marrying a ninja. Aaron says, drive safely to Carl. Completely agree. Peter's lucky. There was lucky / unfortunate there was no paint in my hand. Imagine how that contrast was still out. Sean Clark wasn't looking at the screen. That was very loud. You got to go back and watch it, mate. It was quite a good one to give the girl credit. Ryan Cuthbert, finally here. First time watching the stream live for a while due to adjusting with life with 2 children. I feel you, my friend. I hope you're well. They're the best. They're the best thing in the world. There. Joe Holzman, I'm more than capable of having a mug of squash. So I think that's in reference to Emma suggesting Emma suggested it was the what goes in them. I agree with you, but I wouldn't have squash out of a mug, would you?
No.
It's got to be a glass.
That's the kind of thing a lazy teenager would do, Joe. Isn't it?
Because the dragon says mug is hefty, cup is dainty. Well, that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Not really.
Right. Peter Taylor says he says just goggles, but I think he means just Googled. It says mug is larger and cup comes with a saucer and a spoon. But a cup doesn't always come with a saucer and a spoon, does it?
No. Because what about when you go to a vending machine? You get a cup of tea. Comes in a plastic,
like a paper one or something?
Like a plastic cup, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's volume. I think it's the size.
I think perhaps what we might find if we do the necessary research, and Larry will, is that the original definition probably doesn't apply anymore. It's probably one of those things where the original change between them has been muddied by society.
It's like Jaffa cake all over again, isn't it?
Very similar. Very similar.
I've got some news.
Oh, good.
Can't find my special glasses.
Does that mean is this a new exciting reason why you can't paint?
It literally means I can't paint because I can't see.
You're so rubbish at this. You're so rubbish at these streams. You're so very bad at it. You're absolutely.
I may as well just be in the chat.
Why can't you paint tonight? Drunk. Why can't you paint tonight? I can't see. Why can't you paint tonight? Well, my palate's gone mould.
Don't get me homework.
Can you? What? Are they not?
Yeah, I've got the case. The case is here.
Great.
I'll keep looking. looking because I did want to get the browns and the golds done tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to do some paint. All right, Aaron's here with quite a lot of comments. I think he might have Googled it. The first point of difference between the words cup and mug is their shape. If you see properly, you'll notice the cup is smaller than the mug, and it always comes with a handle and a saucer. But mugs are generally bigger in size, and the perfect container to hold coffee and hot chocolate. But the word mug can be used as a verb too. As a verb, the word mug means to rob someone by attacking them. This is copied and pasted, isn't it? Yeah, you can't cup someone, can you? Well, you can cup someone, actually, but you shouldn't.
You can cup someone, you can glass someone.
Would you rather someone mugged you or cupped you, Steve?
I mean, if they come up and went...
What's worse?
Mugging's definitely worse.
Mugging's worse. Mugging's worse, yeah. It depends.
Mind if I cup you, sir?
Certainly for
That's
you.
the kind of thing a tailor would say to you, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Cupping, sir? Yeah,
I think if it's someone you know, you'd rather they cupped you.
Yeah.
But if it's someone you don't know, you'd probably rather they cupped you. Big questions. Yeah. Matt Hudson says maybe there's a connection is it would be easier to mug someone than cup someone and steal it from them. There you go. An example, old school Chrissy, an example of a cup is a vessel that holds a drink. An example of a mug is the two fellas on screen.
Ooh.
He's violent form tonight, isn't he? Joe Holsworth says
cut me deep,
also
Chris,
fairly easy to glass someone to steal from them. This is true. The post-team spirit jumps in with if you cup someone. I like how he changed his name. That's Sam, isn't it? If you cup someone, I think it's a whole new brand of assault. The post-team spirit, I thought that was something MPs did in Westminster bars. Too soon. Because of dragons, I would like to be cupped off by someone, but not mugged off by someone, presumably. Joe Holzman, a cup has no handle. A teacup, however, does. They are different things.
You know what the problem with the internet is?
What?
Anyone can write any old shit.
Do you think he's talking? So is he talking there about a cup like you're talking about in the vending machine? So a cup.
Let me tell you where Googling it can get a bit googly. When you Google something like that, when you're using a word that is predominantly we're having a conversation about a British thing. Google's an American company, and the Americans use cup as a measuring vessel. So
they do, yeah. That's a good point.
Use like a cup of flour or a cup of milk.
Yeah.
So it can get a little bit muddled up with what we actually want to do. So what you want to search it on is Sir Google.
I like Joe's definition, Joe's change though between teacup and cup, because I think we have ignored cups, and that's like a paper cup, right?
Yeah, but I think we know what we meant.
But yeah, a teacup then does that. A teacup.
Then you could say, like coffee mug is a coffee.
Well, a teacup is like chips, though. As soon as you say teacup, as opposed to just cup, it pictures a very specific shape of cup.
Yeah, so it's like it not tapers, because tapers get tape. Does taper mean it gets thinner, or does it work both ways? Taper. Something gets thinner if it's taper.
Yeah, it's thin. It's getting thinner.
Well, it's getting wider, isn't it, from the bottom up?
Yeah.
So is that still taper?
I don't think that would be taper. So the next question.
I feel like it'd be a word beginning with V.
Begin with V?
Yeah, I don't know why. Just popped in there, mate. Race dance just popped in there.
Okay. That's a good point, though, Joe. You've added something to the discussion. I like it. Larry Miller, not all cups have handles. Red cups don't, for example. What are red cups? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Don't. I wouldn't.
Oh, no. Is it a bad thing?
No, I don't know what it is. I ain't got what I'm talking about.
Gary George, good morning. Good morning from Australia.
That feels like it's going to take too much energy to try and work out.
Gary says, good morning from Australia. Catching my first stream. I am so sorry. It's about 6 a.m, I think.
Yeah.
And he's going, I'll try that battle stream for the first time. I was like, this seems to be largely
Does a cup taper, or what's the other thing? What's the opposite to taper?
George, it's early morning in Australia. what are you drinking your beverage out of? Let us know. What do the Aussies think?
Probably a tinny, mate.
It's probably a tinny. But nice VB. Because the Dragon said, I can never remember if it's Imrahil or Beragorn shown in the film, although I don't think either ever named. Neither. I'm sure the nice people in the chat will tell you this, but I think you're thinking of Irolas, who now has his own model that many people for years thought was Beragorn. If you're thinking about the blonde guy who gets needlessly sassy with Gandalf, that's Irolas. Imrahil or Beragond are not named except by, it's probably the sort of thing that maybe the card game has picked a Gondorian and named them Beragond. There might be something like that. Larry Miller says, I think the trading cards pick some random extra to be Beragond. There you go. And the wiki uses him as that. Larry says it was about limited edition chocolates. Don't know what that is. Dan Collistar says mostly he glazes, page 3.
We don't like to see it, especially from Dan.
Dan Collistar.
How can he have such a clean desk and such a filthy mind?
Aaron Luna says, Damien, you can technically paint Legolas in Rohan armor. At the start of Return of the King, he's still wearing the armor when they ride to Isengard to confront Saruman. Really? Brilliant. He's in then. So just to confirm, it sounds like the example I was using for the one you couldn't do, you could do, and the example I was using for the one you could do, you can't do. Glad you guys are here. Yeah, then we get some confirmation because the Dragons are saying the random blonde dude from the Citadel Guard. Joe says Steve's upgraded to glasses on a chain that goes around his neck. If only the dog ate my remote control boat, says Frederick. Ian Whitehouse says, look at the length of that.
Oh, yeah.
Very short. Lol, that Steve headphone cable thing is going into the next music video along with the new sneak attack. Max Mallow, Steve's headphone lead came with his dry brush. Joe Holzman, Ian Whitehouse, careful. That's the kind of statement that summons sexy girls. Oh, we haven't had any sexy girls in voice.
Oh, you had to say it.
Ian Whitehouse, I will try to bottle my inner Sid James. Oh. Ian Whitehouse, let's hope Steve doesn't drop an ice cream down his tongue. Charles and Frank, I'm amazed people have been restrained as they have been. Christy, in before someone changes everyone's name to Damien on the patron chat. Larry Miller says, I drink juice out of mugs, but you drink sweat. So all opinions avoid. Joe Holden, a mug of squash is the sort of thing a tired teaching assistant has on year 6 residential. Larry Miller, I'm drinking sweat out of a mug as we speak. Call it. This is why Damien is the main host. Oh, don't know what that was about.
Rude.
Oh, it's probably because you can't paint. You can't find your glasses.
Mm.
Why can't you paint tonight? My dog ate my glasses. Jill Gorham and Steve wonders why the stream is mainly David. Larry, I think it depends on the context. If you don't have anything of value, I'd much rather be mugs, but if I had a lot on me, I'd choose cupping any day. The Posty Spirit, I drink juice out of mugs. Does that mean I can change my name back? No, never. Carl Daly says being cupped sounds a bit sexual. Yes. Sean Clark, may I cup you, sir? Put that on a mug. Old school. Chris.
Suits you, sir.
Oh. Because she needs to use Ask Jeeves for the English answer.
Oh yeah, Ask Jeeves. Is it still a thing, Ask Jeeves?
No idea. I haven't asked Jeeves in about 20 years. Joe Holzman, the problem with Googling something is that I'm offended to think that I've Googled that I see and use cups way more than teacups. I still stand by my way of every drink vessel is a cup. Mugs and teacups are just kinds of cup. Joe says, what about drinking horns and shoes? Aaron Noonan says taper works both ways, verted or inverted taper. Larry says, yes, provide the shoe is not primarily for drinking and not wearing. They're plastic cups famously used in frat parties in American fiction. Yeah, this is the sort of thing I was talking about in the last bit, the cup. I was exposing my comment about artificial scarcity. And Gary George says, glad I turned up for the first time for Return of the Cup special. It's 6:30 a.m. here, and I'm drinking tea from a Marvin the Martian mug.
Good man.
Beautiful. I think that's a perfect. I've caught up on the chat. I think that's the perfect place to end our cup chat. I think we could call off Cupgate here. What's next in store for you on the stream for the next couple of hours?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna because my desk is here, obviously, and I've looked on that desk. And
Yeah.
I've looked on that desk.
Yeah.
And I've looked on that desk.
Yeah.
I've got my fold down table over there.
Right.
So I'm going to go and look on the fold down table.
Can you talk when you do that?
Covered in shit. Not really.
Right.
I'll be a couple of minutes. So
why not do that when I'm catching up on the chat?
Because it was interesting. I was listening. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wanted to know what the difference between a cup and a mug was.
But you can't get over there with that massive lead.
No, because it'll pull everything over, won't it?
I don't know. Is it attached to everything?
Yeah, it's a lead, isn't it? Got you know,
So what's coming up for the next part of the stream is silence until you do.
Well,
why
don't we pose a question?
Where are Steve's glass?
Let's pose a question. Have you got a Return of the King question?
No. So I don't suddenly have a question. What? What are you talking about? What kind of question? What do you want from me?
I don't know. Of all the kings, which one would you like to return the most? Let's go with that.
Don't answer that. I'm vetoing that. Don't answer that.
Right, I'm going to go and look at my fold down table.
All right. Why don't you let us know? Here's a sensible question, perhaps. I literally don't know what's going to happen here. If you're just going to watch me paint it for a bit. But let us know what.
I'll only be like 30 seconds.
What if you don't find them in the next 30 seconds?
That'll be 40 seconds.
Let us know what you've been up to. If you bought any new models in the last 3 weeks, and then I believe at about 10 o'clock when Steve comes back, we'll have a catch up.
Yeah, we'll catch up. I'll be back in a second.
You'll love it. You'll love to see it. But let us know what you've been working on in the last couple of weeks.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on.
I'm getting out my what are these called? Thingy D. What is it? Series D? Do I rush this?
Lost the D.
Oh, you don't like to say. So I am actually working on. I showed you Faramir, but I've also got my Osgiliath Vets, which I'm finally getting around to on stream.
Hey!
Oh no, he's only gone and found them within 30 seconds.
Screw you, will burn.
This is wonderful news. He's only gone and found them.
Yeah, boy. Hey.
This is like, can you hear it? You can't hear it. Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right, this is wonderful news for the stream because it basically means it can go on. I'm really happy for you.
Cooking on gas, mate.
Are we painting now? Yeah.
Kicking ass, taking names out.
There you go. Wonderful seeds. I was just saying to the guys that I am working on my Osgiliath Vets.
Guys. Yeah.
That I promised the stream back in I don't really know now, February, March, something like that. I was meant to do them and they got pushed out because I had real stuff to do rather than concentrating on my BSIME Gondor army. I think it was when I was preparing for the SBG photo shoot, I believe, and I just ran out of time, so I just couldn't do them. So these guys have been sprayed lead belcher and have been waiting very, very patiently for about 4 months or something to get painted. So, given that I had a little break between finishing what I've been doing, and this seems they're very appropriate for the Return of the King theme. I thought this was the chance to try and smash them out. So thank you to my super secret Santa for sending me these. I'm very, very excited, and I'm looking forward to painting them up. The next thing in my BSIME Gondor. For anyone who's new here, my BSIME Gondor army is any time we get to an issue where I don't have the thing in the backlog to paint, I am painting something up really quickly from the backlog for a Minas Tirith army, which I've never done before. I've never been tempted to do a Minas Tirith army before. And so it's a really, really, really slow grow army with absolutely no pressure whatsoever. There's no deadline needed for it. And I'm really enjoying it. So it's cool to get these guys going again. So yeah, towards that army, I've currently got 6 Osgiliath Vets and a mounted Faramir to go.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what I'm working on tonight. And I'm currently, I've got their lead belcher at the moment, Steve. Yeah. And I'm currently dry brushing them with Ironbreaker.
Nice.
Do you have any idea where I got the idea for that from?
Sounds like a world-class painting tutorial that you might find on the
Indeed.
interweb.
I am following Steve's How to Paint a Minas Tirith Warrior guide, which is very good, and I'm ignoring the last step.
That's the most important step.
Everyone will know what the last step is. So yeah, that's what I am currently working on tonight. And actually, mild spoilers lie ahead. This is what I'm going to be working on battle streams, probably for the next, at least the next 2 streams, actually. For reasons we'll get to when we get to those streams. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this being a kind of fun diversion project.
Nice.
From everything else. What about you, Steve? What are you working
on? Dragon Emperor.
Oh yeah, how are you finding that?
This is the first time I've picked up a paintbrush or picked this model up since the last stream.
Okay.
There's a lot to it, isn't it? It's a beautiful model. There's a lot to it.
But what happens when you hit it with a catapult?
I don't get bogged down with that kind of stuff.
That's exactly it. Like, that's how I feel at this point. It's like I'm sure they're all valid questions, but I'm just like, oh, I don't know. I hope it never happens. Like 48 comments. Oh, I'm not reading that.
Yeah, not interested. I used there was a few, like Dave was there. Mr. Master.
Yeah, do you want to tell us about your 3 weeks? Do you want to do that?
So we had from the last stream. I was supposed to have. Was it last week? Was it last weekend? Yeah,
a stream?
No, should have been TolCon last weekend. Last weekend. So yeah, I think it was last weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
So last weekend should have been an event I'm running called TolCon, but like a number of things happened. Mainly, the main thing was a major leak that just ruined probably about 10 to 12 weeks of work. So we postponed it, but a few people couldn't get refunds on hotels and stuff, and we didn't want to just sort of say, well, sorry, these things happen, act of God, blah, blah, blah. And we already had the weekend free because it was going to be the event anyway, and Andy, who I'm co-running the event with, owns the venue. So we just said, sod it, we'll just, whoever wants to come, we'll have an event anyway and put it on. It's not free of charge kind of thing, just come and we'll try and sort a few bits and bobs out. And
it was free for anyone who should have been there. Is that right?
Yeah. So anyone who had a ticket to TolCon was more than welcome to come and play. That's and cool. we only had 14, so there was only 14. Well, there was 13 because I had to play as a ringer because someone.
You don't count as a human.
Well, someone didn't make it at the last minute.
13 humans are Steve.
Obviously, which was understandable. Obviously, when it's an event like that and it's a free event, it's been put on, it's a bit of fun. Sometimes people might think, well, actually, I'm traveling and spending my weekend there.
Yeah, sure.
When I could be doing other stuff, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I played, and I grabbed an army that I had in the studio on the shelf.
Did I see it was Uruk Scouts?
It was Uruk Scouts in it. It had a few Uruk Warriors with pikes in it. Turns out, I knew Uruks were strong anyway, but turns out the list was freaking awesome.
Oh, cool. So was it one of the legions?
No. So it was Saruman mounted, a siege ballista, Vrasku, I think 5 berserkers, a load of pikemen, and a load of scouts, and it didn't lose all weekend. And I was the ringer.
Classic ringer.
Well, no, because what it was.
Come along to a free event. I'll smash you up and win.
No, so what I did was, because I always find the ringer thing. I get it because people have paid to play X amount of games over the weekend. So if it's an odd number, it's a bit of a pain when if they get a buy, they're missing out on the fun of playing a game.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So you have the ringer army, but then obviously the ringer army doesn't want to win, so they're playing to lose. And in my head, it's is it even worth doing that? Do you know what I mean? There's not much enjoyment if you're trying to lose. Your opponent is trying to lose. You're not getting any satisfaction. So basically, what I did was I played the lad that I mentioned before, Andrew. I drew him round 1, and I said, right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you a game. I said, I won't play horrible, but I'll give you a proper game. And if you win, great, no problems. If I win, all we'll do is whatever the scores are for me against you, we'll flip it and give you them scores.
Oh right, okay.
So yeah, so that's how I did it, and that way I got to have fun playing games. And...
you beat everyone and then gave them your winnings.
Yeah. But then, like people were saying, "Oh, but you might have won it," and I was like, "No, because I'm always playing the bottom of the table."
Did any of your opponents win it?
Win what? No.
The event.
No.
No, I mean, I think you should still play. I think part of the point of having a ringer army is that it can still win. You hope it wouldn't win the event. I think it was. I'm not saying he's the only one to say this. I want to say it was Ed Ball, who his stance on it, which I really agree with. I think he said something like, "The army should be weaker, but then you should give them a game. It should be like a weak army or a weaker army than you'd take, but then you should try and win the game as a ringer."
Yeah.
Which I really liked that. It was like, yeah, that idea that they should probably have a better chance of beating you than they would maybe against anyone else at the event, but you should be trying to beat them with that army.
Yeah.
Like anyone else would, you know?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I was doing, but the problem that I had was the list was a really good list. So
yeah,
at 700 points, which is what it was, I had a Siege Ballista, which is really good, but it's not the Legendary Legion one, so you don't get like rerolls.
Yeah, it's strange to see that outside the Legion these days.
But it's still really good. Even in a game where for 75% of the game it's missing and does nothing, like in the final game, it won the game in like the last 2 turns because it hit Aragorn, knocked him back and wounded him.
Yeah, one hit you can change a game.
Yeah. It was too good to do that. You know, to sort of say I'm just going to play it as is. It was too good a list. It could have. I don't think it would have won because I'm not a great player like by any stretch. Like I don't, especially like the third game of any day. I just kind of I'm knackered and I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. But it was such a forgiving list, and Saruman is so good at just kind of controlling what's about to happen, and you know he gets re-rolls on his spells, and he's got that 18-inch.
Yeah, Evil Saruman's got such a good boost in the new edition.
So good when you've got him and the Siege Ballista. Like it's a really good list, and then you've got like Uruk Pikes, so you're backing up your Berserkers. You're going 2-handed with them, and then you've still got 2 normal dice. It's just so good.
You describing your rigger army.
Yeah.
So good. Such a good army.
It's amazing.
To ruin everyone's weekend.
It's an amazing list. But you know, there's a couple of factors in there. Like I say, I was always playing the players who weren't doing so well.
With your really good list.
With my really good list. And what else was I going to say? What was the other thing? Yeah, there was a couple of So Dave Messenger won the event, and he had a really strong Angmar list. And I think he could have just outcast me and just caused me a lot of problems. So if I would have been playing it properly, I don't think it would have won the event anyway. Because Dave's a good player. He's
quite a fun weekend though. It's like kind of a bit different for you doing about most 14 people.
It was just really nice. We went for a curry on the Saturday on the Curry Mile because the venue is pretty much on the Curry Mile, which is, if anyone doesn't know, it's like a famous area in Manchester where it literally is just curry houses for a mile. And it would have been it was like a last minute decision. We were going to stay in there and watch one of the movies on. He's got like a 4K cinema projector and upstairs like a big white wall. We were going to do that, and then I thought it just seems a shame. We're on the Curry Mile. There's only 14 of us. It's not going to be difficult on a Saturday night to get in somewhere. And we went for a curry, which was really nice. We went back then to the venue, and we sat there, had a few beers, and like the usual thing on a Saturday night, just all sorts of random. We were talking about supernatural. We were talking about politics. We were talking about all sorts of stuff. It was just really fun. Really fun to catch
Mugs and cups, come on.
No, just straight out of the bottle, mate. We're in Russia. That's how they roll. Straight out of the bottle.
What?
Yeah, never mind. Don't ask. go with it. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
So all in all, that was a great weekend. But other than that, I've not done any hobby. Like I said, this is the first time I picked a paintbrush up. This is the first time I've even sat in this chair since the last stream. Other than that, I've just done nothing. I'm just so busy at the moment. Like so busy, it's crazy.
So in 3 weeks, and anything else in your life beyond, I don't want to know like if your kids were sick, but is there any other exciting developments in the last 3 weeks?
I think.
It does feel like it's been a long time, and it's not. It's it's a bit over in it because it's 3 weeks and 2 days. We did a Friday last time.
It does feel like it's been ages. I don't think anything significant other than like things that you already know, which I don't want to bring the stream down on.
Yeah, sure.
By the way, there's nothing that's like life or death in that. It's just some crappy news that I had. I don't think there's been anything. What about you?
I've had a mad 3 weeks, to be honest. So yeah, we were streaming on a Friday. I got tons. The big thing for me over the last few weeks was it was my best mate's wedding. So Chris, who sometimes texts in, I don't know if he's watching tonight. He texts me on. I don't think he follows our socials, but I think he's got the schedule. So on like about 9:30 on Friday night, he sent me a text going, "Stream." I was like, Sunday, mate. Sunday, come on. But Chris, my best mate, he got married.
Congratulations.
It was his wedding, mate.
Yeah, I was saying it like,
Oh, to him, sorry.
Yeah.
So that was mega cool. I was best man, which is a huge honour. We'd been on Stag Do a few weeks before. It was wicked.
Go well.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was wicked, and it was the first time all our friendship group had been together since COVID, in a way. Everyone together at the same thing. I've been to one wedding since, but it was quite a low key affair. This was like a full wedding, 100+ people, all with the whole sit down meal and everything. It was just awesome. It was wicked.
Weddings are great, aren't they?
Yeah, and we're obviously coming to most of our lot are married now, so we're coming to the end of it. So there was genuinely a bit of like, particularly the groomsmen and stuff. We were all in our the rented tails and all that, and we were like, is this it? Is this our last one? Is
not entertained?
Yeah, is our next wedding when kids are getting married and we're the dads? Everyone sort of seems settled.
Could be the odd marriage number 2.
Well, indeed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, as this was
midlife crisis.
But it was awesome. It was absolutely brilliant, and we all had a blast. It was great to see everyone, and it was wicked. And he had a string quartet who were doing it, kind of Bridgerton inspired, who were doing pop songs. And so you had this string quartet, and at one point they played "What's My Age Again" by Blink, on the strings, and they were doing the Jurassic Park theme stuff, and that was mega. And they did the Reigns of Castamere at a wedding, from Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
it's the song they play at the Red Wedding.
Yeah,
and so you're at a wedding, and suddenly you
start looking up and make sure no one's got crossbows.
And genuinely, I was like, you should have got someone to shut the doors at that moment. Yeah. But that was awesome. So that was just wicked. And the whole weekend was just tons of fun with friends that you don't see much, celebrating a friend marrying his lovely. So it was loads of fun. So congratulations to Chris and his lovely wife Alison. Thanks for having us.
Well done, Chris and Alison.
Yeah, well done. They got
from your favourite Mank.
Well, they like your voice. They like to put you on. He says that you soothe him to sleep with your soft Mank voice.
I expect your firstborn to be named after me.
Steve, do you think?
BSIME Steve, come on.
Young Steve. Maybe. BSIME Steve. Imagine the first child that someone calls BSIME. That would be amazing. You could spell it differently, couldn't you? You could be like BEESYME or something. BSIME. Is that French? No, I really like these nerds. Yes, that was cool. And that was also, kind of very stressful for me. So it took up most of that week because, stressing about the speech and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that was most of my free time that week.
Nail it?
And then,
Did you nail it?
I was very happy with how it went.
Good.
I don't think it's really my place to say if I nailed it, but people laughed. I was pleased with it. People laughed at the right points, and it all seemed to go down very well. I won't read it to you, but I did a multimedia extravaganza. So there was like pictures and audio and stuff. And it was largely themed around our joint mutual love of Blink-182. And so I basically had like clips from Blink songs introduced in the different sections. And the whole thing built up with various stories about us at Blink. And it all led to closing the speech by saying, I hope Alison isn't disappointed tonight when she is presented with, and we played all the small things. Crowd goes wild. Entire speech was basically built around using all the small things to describe his penis. But it was tons of fun. And beforehand, when the groom always like kind of introduced the best man, he mentioned we bonded over a love of Blink-182. Well, that's useful. that kind of helps. But yeah, it was wicked. It was great to do it and lots of fun. So I was quite pleased with that.
Good stuff.
And then I think after that, work had started to quieten down for me at that point. I think in the last stream, the worst of the stress was over, I think. We had all our exam boards the following week and all that sort of stuff. And that meant I had a little more hobby time in the evenings. And so I was able to do, I know you know, because you mentioned him earlier, I was able to work on 3 kind of BSIME models, which were Elendil from 2 streams ago, Isildur from 1 stream ago, and Aragorn Elisar from this stream. Nice. So I kind of had those ready to go. So obviously 2 of them were delayed by a couple of streams, but one of them, I started doing them. I think I might have started on the last stream actually. So I was late on Elendil, on time on Isildur, and early on Aragorn. And I got them painted up over the next week or so. It was really good fun. Really enjoyed it. It was great to be, painting again and having time to do that sort of stuff again. Which is wicked. And they're pure BSIME models. They paint up really quickly, following the guides from the magazine completely. And I was really pleased with how they turned out.
Very cool.
I would say I've got no plans for them, but I'm actually I think I'm gonna take Last Alliance to our BSIME meetup. So my little that I was banging on about in the last stream about how much I've enjoyed that Last Alliance swing, and it's been really good for my backlog clearing. I've painted up, the 8 Numenorians, the 8 plastic elves, and now Elendil and Isildur. So that's it's a whole kind of army essentially that I've done just because of BSIME, which is wicked.
I have no clue what I'm bringing to the BSIME. Probably Isengard.
You know how good it is. Very friendly Isengard.
No, I'm only kidding. I don't know what I'm bringing.
So yeah, that's quite good fun. And I've got no use for those models. I was like, oh, that'll be use. That'd be fun to get some games in with them and actually get them on the table at the meetup of the stream that got them painted. And yeah, I did Elisar, who's obviously comes with this magazine. It's not the one I painted. I painted the one on foot. This magazine actually came with a mounted one. But I painted up the one on foot and I've painted him and finished him and chucked him in a box, never to be used.
Have we already had the foot one?
No, we can get him later. It's one of those, again, we'll talk about it when we go for that magazine, I imagine, but it's one of those slightly weird things where I think they really, really wanted to make this issue like a kind of gateway drug, make it look really attractive. Here's a mega cool model of Aragorn on his horse, I think. So yeah, it was the mounted one, but I think just because I was painting Elendil and Isildur alongside him, I was like, nah, let's just paint. I don't want to have to worry about a horse as well. But they're all quite similar because they're all wearing the kind of red cloak. I think is even wearing Elendil's armor. I'm not sure, but they're all wearing the same kind of plate armor, the same kind of black cloaks. And so I was like, these are 3 really sensible models to paint together. So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, and then finishing them off, I finally started on my Dale guys.
Cool.
Which have actually, if you jump back to the GBHL, and it would be either I'm not suggesting anyone does this, but either a December or a January vlog, maybe 2018. I think it's 4 years ago. It could be 3 years ago. But over Christmas, I assembled some Dale Warriors, and I was like, these are going to be the next thing I do. And they've just been pushed back and back and back and back and back. I finally got cracking on them. I'll grab one for you if I don't tip it on myself. This is where they are. I'll show you this.
Yeah.
Swing round. This is how far they're doing. So they've obviously been base coated and washed. And then what have I done? So the metals are done. The silvers are done. There he is. Is that in focus?
Yeah.
And then I've done the cloaks. So the red cloak is finished. The trim isn't, but the red on that is done. And I'm really, really pleased with how the red came out. Is that all right? Is that working?
Yeah, looks cool.
See, I've done that, and I've done the flesh on them, and I've done the kind of sleeves, the kind of pale brown sleeves. I'm working on a batch of 10. Very, very pleased with how they're coming together. I'm vlogging it, so there will be a vlog along in a few weeks for those. Oh God, I've put my dudes down. I don't know which one I was on. I've done this one. So I'm working on 10 of those at the moment, which is going very well. And yeah, that's my kind of current hobby project.
Very good. Very good.
Finally getting those done, and they have to be done for doubles, which is now, is it 4 weeks away?
4 weeks, yeah.
So that army has to be done for that. So, you know, after 4 years in, it's finally, no, they really have to be done now because I'm still on my painting desk. Do you want to see me dry brushing, or do you want my wretched face?
Wretched face.
Wretched face. By the way. Yeah, they need to be done. So I've got those 10 to go, those 10 warriors, which are coming along quite nicely. And then I've got 8 knights and Brandon Bard. And that will be my half of the force.
Confident?
About getting it done?
Yeah.
I'm significantly more confident than I was a week ago.
Okay.
So you'll see a vlog for this in, I'm going to say, about 3 weeks, maybe, yeah, about 3 weeks. I think you should see a vlog. And at the start of the vlog, which I think was last Tuesday, I'm really genuinely worried about it because they're like detailed models. I don't paint very fast. I haven't had a lot of hobby time, all this sort of stuff. And then just something wonderful has happened in the last week, and I've just found myself with quite a lot of painting time, quite late at night. And so I've made far more progress than I thought I would have done by this point, which of course then makes me think, okay, well, maybe then it's doable. So I now feel it's doable. And the other wonderful thing is Adam, who's my doubles partner, is doing the bases. We had a chat at the weekend, and he wanted to make custom bases for it. And then he was like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll make them for all of us and send you them. I was like, brilliant, because that's like a week's work. You know, that's, you know, something else that I won't have to worry about. So I should be getting bases sent through from sometime this week. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be really exciting. So we're going to be taking the Legendary Legion, the Dale and Iron Hills, or Erebor as it is then, Alliance, as Trokenburn rides for glory once more.
Nice.
It's really cool because I don't think they've done doubles since 2019, I want to say.
Yeah.
So first time in 3 years, it'll be really good to get that. And you, of course, are going to doubles.
I am. Me and Matt are going. If I get this army finished, we'll be taking Easterlings. But I am significantly less confident about finishing them than you are of your Dale.
Given that you paint far, far faster than me, I think that's a real worry.
It's just time that I get to sit at the desk.
Is it 800 points of Easterlings?
Yeah.
And are you doing them all?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. I've only got to paint 400 points of Dale, not 800.
So I've got backup plans because I've got loads of armies painted. So, I mean, worst case, I could do like a Iron Hills, Thranduil's Halls combo.
Doesn't sound like you want to though.
Huh?
Doesn't sound like you want to though.
Well, I've used it before. I like to use new stuff. I like to use different things. You know, I've got all these armies painted. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm quite liking Plain Evil at the minute.
Yeah, the Eastlings are a sexy new thing as well, so it'd be fun to use it. What have you got to paint to get it done? Did you not want to answer that?
No. So I could probably, to be honest, I could probably field 800 points now. Of
Okay,
Easterlings.
that's good.
But it's not the 800 points that I want to field.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I might have that thing that I've got it in my head that then if I field that army, then the need to play Easterlings will lessen because I've played them, and then I won't ever play the army that I want to play. If that makes
it does make sense, yeah.
Because I'm like, I played Easterlings now, and I'll move on to the next thing.
You definitely won't paint them, right?
Yeah. It's just at the minute. I mean,
see, that's kind of what I'm doing with Dale. It's like I've got to do them because I could equally, I could get them base coated and shaded enough to play, but then I'll never finish them.
Yeah.
I'm exactly the same sort of thing as you there. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I've got to get them done. So they're done, and then I can move on.
And I'm in like sort of not a negative space, but I'm in that mindset where because I've currently got so little time, I just you kind of assume that how you are at this moment, you in a certain moment in time, you assume that's how it's always going to be. Do you know what I mean? Like at the moment, there's not really any light at the end of the tunnel that my work life's going to get any easier.
So you can't foresee in the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, so I can't say, well, in August I'll be able to do them. And it's that time of year as well where, it's the summer and, you've got holidays and family stuff and people getting married like you had. Got a few dues to get to.
I feel like I've only got myself to blame because it's like, I just don't think I've got enough time to paint my Dale models that I really need. Meanwhile, on the night where I have 4 hours to do nothing but paint, Australian veterans for me, please. I get these models that I don't want or need done. Because that's the point, Steve. That's the point.
That's the point, mate.
You're letting us down painting the model you want and need.
Yeah.
What are you doing with yourself, love? Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd really love to bring this Easterling army that I'm painting and I'd like to play, but I just don't think it will be. It'll be something. I'll bring something cool. Like we'll come in with the mindset that it's just going to be cool to go doubles and have a bit of a laugh. Like
yeah, absolutely.
Matt is like the most uncompetitive player in the world. He just loves playing games. I run out of interest after about half an hour. And we'll both probably be pissed. So, yeah. So really, it doesn't really matter what we bring. Doesn't matter.
Who's teaming up? Is not Dan Collis? Am I getting this right? Dan Collis is teaming up with Joe Holzman, isn't he? I think we've got a BSIME pair in there. I think.
I don't know because I've been so, like I said, I've been so out of the loop with.
Am I getting that right? I feel like I'm getting that right.
Oh God, there's a lot of stuff to paint on this model.
But yeah, so that's kind of me. That's what I've been doing. Oh, I got a hobby vlog up as well.
You did.
I
haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you just looked at me straight in the eyes with your weird bug eyes. Terrible. It's my one from March. That's how far behind I've been over. That's how bad my work life's been. Like I did it and it was all set to go. I just need to take a few pictures of the elf. So I really, really fell behind with that. And I got that one up, which is great. So then next week I can hopefully get the next one up, which is already done, which is going to be kind of April and May. So you'll be getting that vlog, which is finally the first part, spoilers, of my Battle Companies vlog. Because God knows there's going to have to be a second part. And once that one's up, hopefully next week, then the week after that, you should be getting the something up to date, essentially, which will be the start of my Dale project. And then I think there's going to be, what's there going to be? 1, 2. I think there'll be at least 3 Dale-based hobby vlogs before doubles. I've got the intro one, then I've got one I'm not going to say too much about, but it's a bit of a special. I'm going to do something a bit different for me. Which I'm really looking forward to. And then there'll hopefully be a glorious third one that kind of wraps up the project.
What date's the BSIME meet up again?
BSIME meet up is
mid-September.
The 17th and 18th of September.
Yeah. That'll be good fun.
Yeah. And also, I haven't been to an event in ages. I think I obviously ran 7 stones, but I don't before that, it was it the GT maybe? So whenever that was, like February or something. So it's been a good sort of 4 or 5 months since I've been to a tournament. So I'm really looking forward to doubles. And then that kind of brings me into like tournament season after that. Because I've got, let's have a look. I've got doubles. Then I've got Ardacon 2 weeks after that. Then the Warhammer World Teams I'm going to. And then we've got the meetup. So I've got 4 events within 8 weeks, which is pretty mega.
Yeah, that's good. I couldn't wangle the teams. I really wanted to go, but I couldn't wangle it. Two weekends on the bounce.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to. I didn't even really try. I sort of mentioned it.
it's just not worth it.
No.
Has that come up since the last stream? I can't always remember. Might be, you know. Anyone else going to stream? Anyone else going to teams? We're putting out a Wanderers team.
I've got my team cool. event in 3 weeks.
3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Which is cool.
Good take up for that.
I'm at the we've got a couple. I need to speak to a couple of on the waiting list this week. I've got to go to the venue this week actually, sort a few final things out. So that'll be good. That'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
Sounds good.
Breaking new ground there, really.
What, doing a team event?
Yeah.
Are you getting to Ardacon this year?
I don't know, because Ardacon falls funny for me because it's kind of. I think I might be able to pop down because I think if the dates line up, I think it's the weekend before my wedding anniversary celebrations. Which, if it is, should be all right.
You know, the Mercure will be a great night to take down.
You know, I'll always try and pop down for a cuddle, mate.
Yeah, that's what you did last. Famously, I believe our cuddles on video.
Yes, immortally recorded.
I was getting excited about Ardacon. It's like a stag do for me. It's like a 5-day loving. And we've booked our tickets. And of course, I feel sick saying this out loud. We should be launching issue 12 of SBG at that.
I need to speak to you about SBG Mag actually.
Yeah. Is it because you're going to do the next issue for us? But this kind of should have been out in the perfect world at 7 Stones, and we didn't get it finished. And now it really has to come out Ardacon, and it's a long way from being finished. So that's all. Yeah, but Ardacon's so good for us because you get so many people there, so many international people. We're kind of stupid not to, but it's a lot to get through before then. So that's kind of my big personal project, and it would be really helpful if I didn't have to paint 20 Dale Warriors to a very good standard in the same period.
Positive mental attitude, mate.
I'm a bit twitchy about that. Me and Tom are, for lack of a better word as well, we're a bit out of practice. Like we've managed to do no, we haven't because we got knocked down by COVID, but we were getting into a habit of doing May and August, and then because we haven't actually released one since this time last year, and so we haven't had that kind of. It's just a bit kind of right. What we're going to do? Who does what? How many hours do we need to do? And all that sort of stuff. But yeah. So the hope is we'll kind of crack on with that over the next few weeks. Tom's just got back from holiday, so we've spent an awful lot of time debating which pun we should use for a tiny article in SBG Towers. That's the most work we've done in the last week. Most of the magazine isn't done, but we spent a lot of time messaging each other going, what about this for this pun? What about this? So beyond anything else, you might well get a pun, but you might not get a magazine.
You've built it up now as well.
No, we haven't settled on it either. You might feel free to contribute. What Tom's done going on holiday, we always like to have a bit about the lives in SBG Towers. He's gone up mountains again, as he want to do. And there's a photo of him and Lily hiking up a mountain, and it's just their shadows, because obviously they can't take the photo themselves. So it's their shadows walking up a mountain. So it's very kind of Frodo and Sam walking up a mountain, right? Perfect for SBG Towers. And we want a pun. And you've got like the second chapter is the shadow of the past.
Yeah.
What we want is it to say the shadow of Tom hiking up a mountain, but where hiking up a mountain rhymes with past. You know, it's like that. That's what we're after. So, or a different shadow-based gag. It's 2 shadows on a mountain. We need a Lord of the Rings pun. Feel free to contribute, and you'll get a name check if we go with it. So yeah. Meanwhile, we still need to play 2 scenarios and write up those scenarios. So it's all a bit, it's all a bit mad, but hopefully we'll get it done. I like going to ROTK with a new issue. It's fun.
I have faith.
Yeah, maybe. Don't know. We've got enough time at the moment, I think, but we might not. I think we'll really know by the next stream. We haven't confirmed that for you guys, but the next stream is in 2 weeks. It's on Saturday the 16th. So we'll see you there.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, I've just had a thought because I've just said, oh yeah, I think it's the weekend before, and I was having a conversation yesterday with a pal of mine who. So I won't be there on the Saturday. I may pop down on the Friday or possibly Sunday.
This article you're talking about.
Yeah,
right.
I'm at barbecue on Saturday. Because he invited us, and I said, "Oh, that's the weekend before our anniversary."
Oh, I see.
So that's
we're down. We're all booked into the hotel. We're there from classic Thursday to Monday, which we're really excited about. Let us know in the chat if you come to ROTK. Is there anyone we haven't met coming to ROTK that we'll get to meet for the first time? That'd be fun. But yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, all good things. Good. I've done my 2 dry brushes of armor across it, which is Iron Breaker and Stormhost Silver, as the video told me. And I'm currently actually whacking down the brown on the bases at the moment.
Nice.
That's a lovely catch up from us. Do you want to well, actually, I'm being rude. How are you getting on?
Yeah. Okay. I'm just putting. So obviously, anyone who was there in the last stream seen that I airbrushed.
You were very pleased with the red, weren't you?
Yeah. So it's like it's. I think it needs a wash, a very light wash. But I'm going to do that all together because I'm just doing the blacks. So I've done the dragons on the palanquin in black, and I'm painting the, what do you call them? Holders?
Bearers.
I'm painting them all in black because there's a lot of black robes. So I'm going to get that done first.
Black dragons.
Yeah, I'm going to get all that painted in black, do the shading and the highlighting on all the black, and then I'm going to do the gold, like fine detail. That's my plan to get them done quick.
Cool.
But look all right, if you know what I mean.
Could I ruin that plan and suggest that you jump in the chat while I paint, and then...
What was that noise? I've just heard a noise. Stephen, you have 89 new notifications.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that the patron chat?
Probably.
If you do that, and then once you're caught up, I can read the magazine and you can paint.
Yeah, I just finished this black.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
And then,
so there we go. That's kind of what we've been up to. So I would kind of suggest now, hopefully in that time you've all been painting and maybe, as I said, telling us what you've been up to, but maybe try and pause the comments there for our sake. I'll tell you what, my other super exciting bit of news is I loves me some tennis, my favourite sport.
Oh, I was going to bring that up before, but I thought I'd better not.
Been glued to Wimbledon and got centre court tickets for tomorrow.
Nice.
Picked them up. They've changed the way they do ticketing this year. Well, I say this year, like since pre-COVID. That they always used to release them on Ticketmaster, but I think they're still suffering this legacy thing where anyone who had tickets for 2020 has been offered the same tickets for this. But they've got a website. So it's not Ticketmaster; it's the Wimbledon website, and people who've got those tickets and return them are being put back up on the website. So it is a complete lottery, but they're coming up fairly regularly. But you can go onto that website and basically just hit refresh, and they've got every day on the 4 show courts, and periodically you just hit refresh. They all say sold out, and then just one of them randomly will say there's tickets because someone's just returned them. And as mad as that sounds, it happens quite regularly. And then you have to grab them super quick before someone else does. And so me and my mum have basically been refreshing that. We always try and go on first Friday or second Monday because you tend to get the the most matches with the best players.
Which match are you watching?
So tomorrow we've got centre court tickets. So we've got Curious, which
Nice.
if you're following anything to do with tennis,
Entertaining.
is going to be, if it's anything like last night's match, it's going to be an incredible tennis match. And then we've got Simona Halep, who I've always liked, and then we've got Nadal. So didn't have tickets this afternoon, and then mum refreshed, found them, got them, and we're off tomorrow, which is awesome.
Nice.
I love it. We've been apart from the COVID years, we didn't go last year because my mum wasn't comfortable with it, with the restrictions and all that. We couldn't the year before because it was cancelled, but I think before that we've been for about the last maybe 10 years or something. We always try and go, and so I'm mega excited about that.
And Brits are not doing too good, are they?
Well, Cam Norrie. I mean, not too surprised by anyone else. Like Raducanu got about as far as you'd expect her to go if she hadn't won the US Open. She did bloody well for where she is in her career. It's just she's got this really bizarre outlier where she's already won a major. Andy played bloody brilliantly, but was playing John Isner in the greatest match he's ever played. Heather Watson had a really good run for her. And yeah, Cam Norrie into the quarterfinals. Could happen. I think he'll get through his quarter. But maybe that's where it ends. He's having a great time at the moment, Cam. And Jamie Murray. Oh, I didn't see what happened. Jamie's with Venus in the doubles. And they were set up, I think, last time I checked in on it. Curious to know if they got through. It was a cracking interview with them in the first after they won their first match. A journalist said to him, "Are you trying to win this, or are you just here for the experience?" Like Venus Williams was like what? Are we trying to make it as? Are we trying to do our best, or are we just going to do a half-assed job? She went, "Are you going to try and write a good article, or are you just writing an average one?" Well, that was absolutely great. You look like a man who stopped painting.
Yeah, stop painting, mate.
Tell us what the children say.
I think we were up to Gary George where he said, "Glad I turned up for the first time." When he's drinking.
Yeah, talking about his mug situation. You're absolutely right.
So Old School Chris says, "Larry, what about moon cups? They're not for drinking out of." What's a moon cup?
No idea.
Charlesman says to Gary George, "Are you sure it's not a Marvin the Martian and drinking horn?" Joe says, "What about cupcakes?" Old School Chris says, "What about the FA Cup?" Destro's in. He says, "Houstonian greetings all. Welcome, my friend."
Hi, sir.
Max Meller says he could search the northwest of England with that headphone lead. Joe Osman says, "Where do we stand on vases or vases?"
I believe, did we not draw the cup conversation to a close? I thought we were very clear.
Old School Chris says, "King Kong."
Any reason? What's
Did you
that?
quote anything from King Kong maybe or anything?
Oh, not that I know of.
Because the Dragon says Elvis? Question mark. I want to see that new Elvis movie.
Hang on. Why? They're all making suggestions. Someone's saying King Kong. Someone's saying Elvis.
Sean Clark says Burger King.
These must be answers to a question. Oh, it's the king. It's the return. You said, which king do you want to come back?
Yes.
I've got you, mate. I've got you.
Boy. Good. I told you it was a good question. Carl Daly says,
forgot about it.
Just stopped in Stoke for a drive through Mackey's. Chicken selects tonight. Make the most of the fact the kid is fast asleep, so eating it in peace.
Life of dreams.
We had McDonald's yesterday. We ordered on Uber Eats, and we had that annoying thing where they don't send any straws. And I ordered a double quarter pounder with cheese, and a double quarter pounder with cheese box turned up with a single quarter pounder in it.
That's despicable.
It's so annoying. Ian Whitehouse says, "I was hoping for 2 milk bottles taped together." Oh, glasses. Dwellin says, "Hello all, sorry delayed again. Damn Jedi. Are you only watching Obi-Wan now? Did you watch Obi-Wan?
I watched that.
Damien?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was great.
It's good, wasn't Sean Clark says, been working on building up my model. Lots of batch painting means I can now spend plenty of time just painting fun models and big beasties. It's always handy to have a load of like just chaff orcs because you can just have so many builds.
Yeah, so many different armies.
Yeah. Ryan Cuthbert says, got the Forge World Guy here for my birthday in May. Beautiful model. Can't wait to paint it. It's lovely. It's lovely.
It's never one I've been tempted to get. I always think like the
nice
character.
model.
Yeah, I've got like 2 plastic eagles. I was like, that looks a lot like those. But...
The only thing that's annoying about it, it's not really annoying. It's just one of those, you know, like when I was saying, just like, oh, the base. It's got a Hunter Orc on it.
Yeah.
And a Fell Ward.
It's all molded in, is it?
Yeah, it's all molded in, which is cool. But then
that is specific.
Just looks a bit weird when you're not playing against that. Did Damien just suggest the stream has to end if Steve isn't painting? Because I've got news for him, says Joe. Carl says, hoping I will be.
I think the stream might have to end if Steve can't paint or read. Steve's just sitting there smiling, doing nothing at all.
Hoping I will be home in time to get a bit of painting on LSR before the stream ends, says Carl. Where was Carl? Liverpool?
I can't remember. Yeah, he said he was driving back from Liverpool.
What were you doing in Liverpool, man? Damien's working on things he's promised a long time ago, but being putting off. If only there was something else.
Oh, he's going to talk about the Fantasy Fellowship, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is that Larry?
Joe Husband says, careful with that, Damien. The last step's a bit of a bugger.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the edge highlights, says Larry. Matt Hudson says, I'm currently working on more of his stuff. Started before GW decided to get it going again. Spent the last week of painting the Balrog and his mates, only for them to get smashed. On Theoden tonight, as never used him and fits themes. Which Theoden are you painting? Nice. They're all nice models, to be fair.
Yeah,
Greentree says, got to go. I'm up at work at 5. Take care, all. Take care, man. Paintbrush Pirate says, is the whip post up? Hell to the year.
Better be.
Yeah.
I think we would have heard about it if it wasn't.
Refresh that. Yeah, it's pretty busy. There's quite a few comments in there. Larry says, I ringered 1,000 points once, so took the full unarmoured company as their fun heroes, but died pretty easily. Yeah. Sam Huddy says, I'd say play to win as the ringer, but if you do, count as if the player won by tabling. Keep the score, but get the win. Yeah, I could have done that, I suppose. Could have done that. Yeah, you could, because you can do that on Longshanks. You can like force win. So you put whatever the score is, but you can like have a force winner. Yeah, we use Longshanks again. That was another thing. Longshanks is so good, man. It just makes life so much easier as a TO. And then Sam also says, "Hi Larry, we had the Thorins company off, where we always did exactly the same thing in all fights, with each fighting their clones. I lost 8%. Right, yeah, you played Thorins company v Thorins.
Is that me?
Sam v Larry, I think.
No, because I did a very similar thing at Throwing Skulls with Sam. We had a Thorins company.
Scott Newman says, evening, lads, just pop in and say hi. We'll catch up tomorrow. Have a good one.
Sir.
Take care, Scott.
Larry
says, that did not go the way you'd like a ringer game to go with XED smiley face. Chris Bin's in. He says, good evening, gents. Good to see you both. After weddings comes all the babies. Hell yeah.
We've got most of the babies already, to be honest.
Jolsman says, not ICYCC, Steve. Not I can, you can cook. It's not you with a Y. It's a street U. It's just the letter U, Joe. Just FYI.
It's so street.
Crispin says, Joe, don't stand on vases. Not a good idea.
We've seen one man, one vase.
Hope I never have to. Joe says to Crispin, I was expecting that comment to come from you, from Larry, not you. Sam says, I was at my first post-COVID wedding yesterday. One nice touch they'd done was putting a caricature picture of the guests' seat at the meal. Mate Tom got one that made him look eerily like Sylvester Stallone.
That's quite cute.
I'll put it in the whip thread.
look forward to that soon.
Jill says, have a good rest of the stream, folks. I've got to go to bed, but look forward to catching the rest tomorrow. Take care, Jill. Oh, gosh. Damien, if you go back to GBHL, and I don't suggest anyone do this, Larry, hold my sweat. The Dale Warrior looks good. Look forward to seeing your Dale Knights and Dale Groves, says Larry. I missed that. What am I going back for, says Larry.
It was my hobby vlog when I first started painting Dale Warriors. And it was a Christmas. I assembled them over Christmas, and I think it was either Christmas 2017 or Christmas 2018. And I say in that hobby vlog, I'm going to put these are like next, and they finally got started. That's 4 years later or something.
Dan Collister says, "Good grief, Larry. Deeply resent how hard I laughed at that."
Is that my Dale Groves comment?
Yeah. Do you know what I've just done? I broke into the hazelnut Ferrero Rocher. Do you ever have that thing where eating nuts makes you cough a little bit? Do you get it? Not like male man's nuts.
Whoa! Why say it out loud? We can just look at each other.
I've seen the glint in your eye.
Yeah, I suppose sometimes nuts make me cough.
Matt Hudson says, "What if it's wretched dry brushing?" What was that in reference to?
I don't know. I was talking about dry brushing.
I'll paint your Easterlings. Haha, says Sean Clark. Please do, mate. Please do. Sean, he has to paint and strip them before anyone else can paint them. I'm partnering with Carl, says Joe. Still a BSIME pairing, but not the BSIME pairing you thought.
Who's down with them?
Chris Murphy, he says.
Chris Murphy, that was it.
Pro tip for painting stickish, pale, unnatural, evil skin tones on monsters / creatures. Paint it purple, then dry brush in consecutive layers of greys, off-whites, pale flesh tones, says Frederick. Just did this on my Spider Queen. Kind of looks like I expected. Quite happy with it. Nice.
Very cool.
Crispin's retracted a message.
I'll probably say something horrible about you.
Foul language. Too Many Minis is in and says, I wish I was going to the teams, but it's my other half's 40th, so no dice. Love the team format. Yeah, I think...
Sounds like half a team to me.
It does, yeah.
Does your wife have friends? Do you hate them?
I couldn't get to team, says Larry, so I'm going to Zoom instead.
Hey. Oh, that's good. I'm going to have to like the video.
It's a video chat joke. Sam says, I'll be at the team event in September. Tom Hawker has already, as tradition dictates, labelled me team captain so that I can be ceremoniously thrown under the bus when we lose. Crispin says, Team Fairbrother in September. Me, Callum, Katrina, and
cool.
Sam.
Sorry, who was... Sorry, I've just realised. Who was the previous comment that were going?
Sam Huddy.
Sam Huddy with Tom Hawker.
Must be, yeah.
Cool. So that's one. And then Crispin, Team Fairbrother.
Yeah.
Who's the fourth? Crispin, Callum, Katrina.
Crispin, Callum, Katrina, and Sam.
Oh, McGuinness, do you reckon?
Well, Sam McGuinness on a
He is on a boat,
somewhere.
yeah. But he loves the Warhammer World event. I think he's pretty close to those guys.
Frederick says, I'll be part of Harry's Entmoot team at Ardacon this year, and I'll be the one who's actually playing Ents, my BSIME Ent army.
Who's that? You say Carl?
Frederick.
Oh, cool. Good to see them.
Any BSIMers at Ardacon are free to come up to me and ask for a Knopper, Duplos, other chocolate snack stuff. I will bring some stuff.
Can I ask a question to the community and to Steve? I'm working on your Minas Tirith guide. The robes they wear and the gloves I'm doing in grey as instructed. This Osgiliath vet's got a cloak. One of them's got a cloak. What colour cloaks are we going for Osgiliath vets? Black cloak. So we're going to do same kind of cloth.
Yeah, so dark grey and then
all right, fine enough.
A couple of dark washes.
What's going on?
Joe says, of course, Tom goes to a mountain on holiday. Ideal place to find rocks.
Absolutely.
And Joe also says, unfortunately, can't make either teams or the meetup. They fall on either side of the year 6 residential.
Oh, I saw that. Sorry, Joe.
Oh, that's a shame, man. Could go topical and plump for running up that hill. What we talk about music?
It's a pun for the SBG picture.
Where was he on holiday? Says Larry.
Norway.
Very nice. Did he go and see Andreas?
I believe he did.
Michael Haskell says next stream Saturday 16th? Question mark. Got a concert then, so will be a catch-up job for me.
Sorry to hear that, dude.
Dwayne Godwin says, will the next stream be Gorbag then?
Well, I don't think we can reveal that kind of stuff.
You have to wait till the end of this.
Wait till the end, otherwise how do we keep them in? That's what, everyone's just here for 4 hours waiting to find out what the next one is. Can't give that kind of information away. Also, yes.
Laurie says, you said Kings, you'd like to see return. Yeah, we got
it. We got it. Come on.
Fun story. A few weeks back, says Larry, I was at Burger King trying to decide on whether I wanted a single or a double bacon Whopper. Eventually decided to go for a double, even though I wasn't sure I was hungry enough.
Did you say that was a fun story?
Then accidentally added an extra burger to my double and had to force down a triple Whopper.
I take it back. It is a fun story. The last sentence makes it. That is a disaster.
Teen Spirit says, things Damien promised long ago. The greatest sufferer is the nominee of the Palante episode 100 Tea Toast.
God, yeah.
Carl Daly says, was at a christening today and visiting me nan yesterday. That's cool, man. Matt Hudson says, painting new plastic theodon. A really nice hook by GW. A bit quiet on new plastic updates since around then. That theodon was the first new plastic, if I'm not mistaken. It was really cool.
What's the last one? Witch King, right? He was like November time.
Yeah. Jarlsman says baby names.
Why do you think he says that?
Dan says we've got a few bits of plastic since Treebird, Witch King, Aema. We've had quite a few since him, Matt, says Larry.
Yeah, since Theoden, there's been tons.
You've had Gandalf the White with
Saruman, Three Hunters,
King of the Dead.
There's been loads since Theoden, yeah. But it's been a bit. I thought he meant it's been a bit quiet on plastic, like recently. And it's been, I don't know when he came out, September, October, so it's been sort of 7 months since a plastic or something. It's getting on a bit, but I think that's about normal. I think we tend to get 1 or 2 plastics a year, something like that.
Yeah, then we've got Joe and Larry naming a few. Joe says, I'd assume it's his nephew, Samfar brother. Larry Miller says pink, and then he says pink again. For the cloak, a Scalia Vet cloak has patches. Paint them a different colour, says Frederick. Pink again, says Larry.
I did see the patches. I thought they were cool.
If they have patches, I'd vote pink, white, and yellow, says Joe. Larry says, I finished it out of stubborn desire not to waste meat, but did not massively enjoy the last third or so.
That's the burger you didn't want.
That's the extra burger. Matt Hudson says, sorry, my bad. I meant not had a few for a while then. I think pink has the most votes, Joe.
This is from our Gilead quotes.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
that's me caught up on the chat, mate.
Thankfully, this one wasn't a public vote, and I was I've gone with what I wanted. I listened to Steve rather than listen to the people.
What I'm going to do... That's what's caught up on the chat.
Good work.
Do you want to...
You're right there,
You've done that bit. Do the magazine, and then we can jump on Facebook.
I'll finish this. I'll finish the ground. This guy, which is basically done. Enjoying this little stage.
I'm trying to put my special gigs on again. Do a bit here, mate. So the only silver bit that I can see is the spear top that the logo thing's on, and the carpet braces on the stairs.
Why is that? Why do you need silver bits?
I'm just getting base quotes on, so it's.
Oh, I see. Help Steve out. Is there any more silver on the Dragon Emperor?
Silence.
Yeah, I know.
You wouldn't believe it, mate, but we're both painting here.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
I mean, it's been a while since this has happened. This is like episode 2.
You imagine there's some people here. I reckon there's some new people again. This stream's really good, and there's some regulars here going, this is not what I'm here for.
What is this bullshit?
I think we should be allowed like a few minutes of like painting silence in a 5-hour stream. Do you know what I mean? Like, at some point, I think that's all right to have 30 seconds of dead air while we both paint. I don't think that's a huge problem. I don't think people are necessarily watching this, right? They're listening to it, so it's like I don't think they're painting already. They've got something to do. It's not like they're just staring, going, "Can't wait till they speak again." Who knows what they'll say next?
Goddammit.
But with that said, actually, I finished the grey on the swords and finished the grey on the spears. So I haven't done the grey on the archers or the or Faramir, but I'll leave that there. It's a good point.
Tell you what, one thing that I did want to, and I'm not gonna, I won't labour the point, but September's edging closer, isn't it?
It is. Do you want me to keep painting grey and have a chat about that? Because it's really making me twitchy that I haven't finished these archers.
Yeah, you may as well finish them, aren't you? But we've had a few more pictures from the TV series.
2 months, isn't it? It's 2 months yesterday. Yeah.
And it only seems like 5 minutes ago we're going, oh, it's a year.
Mm-hmm. There's got to be a trailer soon. It's 2 months now. It's got to be a trailer soon, like a proper trailer.
I enjoyed. There was a thread. I think it might have been on Rocks, Lord of the Rings Rocks thread that I did read through, and it made me chuckle.
What was it?
About licensing and whether there's going to be minis from GW.
Oh,
yeah. Just the sheer amount of people who think that they know how Amazon and Games Workshop's contracts and licensing works.
If I did, like, no one knows, right? Like, let's be honest. Like, people have been saying this since it started. Like, well, the licenses have got rights to this. No one knows. They can't do this because there's no way. Amazon are a different studio to Warner's, and there's no way they'll allow it. It's like, yeah, but they might, and they could.
They could, and the one that got me was, well, if you remember, it was released the same time as the movies, so there's no way. And we've seen it 2 months before. It's like that was 20 years ago, and it was a different. Like Games Workshop was a different company then. Really, it's like.
Oh, what are you saying? As in, because it's 2 months out from the show? Yeah, I mean that's just nonsense.
Yeah. Who's to say that the TV show will be released in 4, 5, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, we then get an announcement?
I think a better analogy there is The Hobbit, because GW were quite forthcoming with their Lord of the Rings stuff. They did preview it before the movie, but there weren't any spoilers in it. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Like they showed the Fellowship, they showed the Warriors of the Last Alliance and all that, but we didn't see the model for the Balrog before the film. We didn't see the model for Sauron before the film. We didn't see those kind of things. So if they were working on those at that point and they weren't just doing them in the first half of 2002, some of the stuff must have been embargoed. Whereas The Hobbit, they didn't show a single picture of a single model until the White Dwarf came out, releasing it all. There was no previews of any kind.
Yeah, it just made me chuckle. It's the certainty of which some of these statements come out.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know. Like, do you think this will come out? I hope so, but I don't know.
There was quite a lot on Gilgalad recently, right?
Yeah.
There's an interview with the guys playing Gilgalad, and people seem to like Gilgalad.
Yeah.
Because he looks like how people want him to look. So that's cool. And the orcs have come out since the last stream. I think the prosthetic orcs.
Cool.
They got. It's one of the things that even when not everyone. I think a lot of people. I think generally in here we're pretty positive, but even when people see things they like, they can't be happy about it now. So like all the comments about that. This is the only good thing that looks good in this crap show. Do you know what I mean? It's like. They're like, I like this, but I can't be happy about it.
Yeah, I've still got to be angry about something.
Yeah, it's like this is the only thing, but it will still be awful. And all this sort of stuff. It makes me smile. But, yeah, I thought the orcs looked great.
They did look good.
We've seen Celebrimbor now. I'm not sure. We've talked about him. He looks all right. I think someone's moaning he looks too old to be an elf, which is it's not as stupid as it sounds. He's like 10 billion years old. It's like, yeah, but he's meant to look immortal. But, I don't think he looks that bad.
Little details like that really, really, really don't bother me. Like I can differentiate between reality, a fictional world, and the fact that it's an actor playing a part. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just telling a story, and if there's a few little things that.
A couple more pictures of Celebrimbor actually did bring me around to the kind of slightly shorter hair look on him, to be honest. I was like, I'm getting on board with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've done some TV spots, but all the TV spots are just shots from that first 30-second trailer. Correct. It's like they must now be surely 2 months out.
It feels like because there's I think this week has felt like. I kind of got a feeling we might have got something like this week, next week.
Yeah, it does. I know what you mean. It does feel like it's
got that feel to it. Like it's kind of because they done the initial bits, then there was nothing for ages. Then there was the magazine articles from Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
And then it went dead again. And then this is just like more like little sneak peeks, and it feels like they're just sort of just drip feeding us. Like we'll get something else cool, but I mean, it's like you say, it's 2 months out. It's gonna, for me personally, like how busy my life is at the moment, that's gonna fly because the last 8 months have flew. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to
it. The nice thing is it's Amazon at the minute, and I think it is going to be. I think the worst thing, it's not worst. I don't mean worst. That's the wrong wording. But what we might do is get the first 2 episodes. They seem to be doing that Amazon.
Yeah,
in one hit, and then it's weekly, which would be cool. We'll tie it into BSIME some way or another, I think, on each episode.
Yeah, well, presumably we'll paint all the new models that come out with the first episode.
Yeah. The new box set with the new box set's thingy though, isn't it? Faramir and who was it?
It was Osgiliath, wasn't it?
Osgiliath, so it was Faramir. What was it?
Gothmog was the other one they said.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait. We'll have to get that released.
Actually, do you know what? Do you know what's weird? When's the meetup? The 16th and 17th of September. So for my meetup army, the one model that I'm kind of missing that I haven't been able to catch up on is Gilgalad. So let's assume, shall we, that in some way, would we do a special? I don't know, but let's assume we cover it. I reckon I might hang on to Gilgalad to paint him up. Obviously it won't be new Gilgalad, it'll be old Gilgalad. But that would seem appropriate. It would be a kind of, maybe the special that week is paint a model who appears in this series, but with the old GW ones. So it's Gilgalad, Elrond, Galadriel or something.
Yeah.
That might be quite good fun. And that would get me my Gilgalad painted for the meetup.
Yeah. Nothing
like engineering a stream to help your painting goals along.
Yeah. Right, do you want to do mag?
I need to paint Faramir's gloves.
Because we are on 20 past 11 on a school night.
Not school night for me, it's tennis night.
Yeah.
Although actually, genuinely, like, I don't know if you've done Wimbledon, but what you basically do is go and sit in the sun and drink for 10 hours. So if I ever needed sleep before something, it's today. I've got a chance of getting it through the first match. Always have a couple of dozes.
Oh.
Fucking love Wimbledon. I can't wait. I haven't been in 3 years and I cannot wait. Such a cracking day out. There we go. Gray's done.
Sorted.
Work. I'm going to grab a beer to help me lubricate my way through the magazine. And then we'll do that. Oh, God, I've dropped a paper.
Sweet. Well, we've got a few more comments. While you're doing that, I'll fly through those.
Love your work.
Joe says, yeah, last one was Witch King, released on October 30th. BSIME meetup. That's crazy how long ago that was. Dan says, we got a lot recently from Defensive North and Beornings, and that's all that matters. We did, I mean, yeah, we got all Leasling stuff and Beornings and just like crazy amount of Forge World stuff. I think I'd best just be quiet then, says Matt. No, speak up, mate. But the people have spoken, Damien. What was that to do with? Oh, Pink. You don't want to listen to Steve. It'll go to his head, and the next thing you know, he'll be overruling you to let whatever people are painting into the draw. Yeah, I'll let anyone in. I'm easygoing. You know that, Joe. 30 seconds of dead air is surely even worse if people aren't watching, only listening. This is true. Night night, all time for bed, says Ian. Take care, mate. Because the Dragon says, should be a trailer at Comic-Con, which is pretty soon. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. I'm super excited for it. I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's not because I'm, you know, one of these like fanboys who thinks that there's going to be no faults with it. If there's faults with it, there's faults with it. But no one's flipping seen it yet, so nobody knows. That's just the thing that I find annoying, that no one's seen it yet, and is already just going on like dead negative about it. That's stupid little details. The floodgates have opened, says Joe. Nicknames are being abused. Oh no. Paintbrush Pirate says Elrond never really looked that young, even in Lord of the Rings. Haven't seen anything to make me worry about the series. When we saw Celebrimbor, I did get strong. Is that Quiet vibes? Says Sam. Joe Holzman, right, I best be off. Got to be up at 5 for work. Good night, guys. We'll catch up tomorrow. Take care, Joe. Have a good one and enjoy that 5 o'clock alarm call. I'm up early myself, to be honest, but I'm not at 5 tomorrow. I'll probably have to get up about 6, I think. But yeah. That's it. I caught up on the chat, mate.
Oh, good work. That's solid timing. Anything exciting?
No, not really. Because the Dragons did point out that Comic-Con is soon, so we might get a trailer there.
You know what? You're absolutely right. And they haven't Amazon gone massive at that. I feel like they've got a huge presence there, I believe. Yeah, you're almost right. I just noticed I've got a pop-up. I've noticed that, I guess just now, because the Dragons has released a new video, and the preview, there might be more to it, but all I see on my little preview is it says, "Are we wargaming wrong?" So I hope that watching this stream has made him record that, and he's like, "We need more mugs, we need more cups, we need less wargaming, more snacks." So I'll be interested to give that a watch after the stream. After the stream, yeah. After the stream.
It does Mint Whispers warrant a comeback? Which is obviously yes.
Oh, that doesn't warrant a video, does it? Yes. There's no. Yeah. Even people who hate Whisper and hate Mint would argue yes to that.
This is true. This is true.
So, shall I get stuck in?
Get stuck in.
So this is our Return of the King special, and these are different. These are unusual, and they're worth having a look. Is it the same? Let me check.
I'll be watching along with the viewers as well, by the way, because I don't have my copy in front of me.
I'll tell you one thing, Steve. First thing I notice.
Tell me 2 things.
I'll tell you a selection of things. How much is Battle Games of Middle Earth at this point? Have a punt.
$6.99.
$3.99.
Get out of town.
Can you believe it? The average street, the spoilers. The average issue is $3.99 at this point. Can you believe that? That's worth it for the magazine, let alone the 10 quid set of models. The Return of the King special. $5.99.
I mean, it did have a mounted LSR in it.
And this is, I did check. So this is the week after. So this one is more expensive than the average week.
More pages?
No, of course not. I honestly thought it was less pages for a minute, but it's not. Same pages. So this was Sand King Special, which came out. The Two Towers Special came out, I think, around issue 17, something like that. We looked through it, and we've talked about this before. On the back, there's no preview of the other issues, right? It's really weird. It's still Battle Games in Middle Earth. It's the same. It's clearly the same product. It's all laid out the same, but it's not part of the collection.
Yep.
So every other issue always has a coming in your next pack. It's weird.
Put that one back up that you just did.
What for huge spoilers?
Yeah, just so people can see, because it was dark, you see.
Oh, sorry.
And then the camera adjusted. There you go. Sorted.
Do you always get a preview of the next one?
Sometimes too.
And we did, yeah, indeed. We did wonder last time. I remember chatting about this. Were these in Games Workshops maybe? And then the series wasn't. Do you remember that? We were saying, did the other one just be in Smiths? And maybe these single issues were like gateway drugs that they'd have in GW or something, or have in other shops.
I don't know, because for me, I was subscribed.
Yeah, sure.
So I used to just get them. But they didn't like all come in one. You would every now and again you'd just get one of those. Yeah,
but they're definitely weird. I don't know quite why they did it, but there was obviously some difference in the kind of marketing campaign for this, and also the content is different. So even the content, as we'll talk about, it's only got 3 items on it. This one it says when at the Return of the King at the top. There's the model we get. You're an Aragorn fan. How do you rate this?
It's a love-hate thing, because I don't think it's the best model, but it's LSR and it's the only one we got, so it's cool, if that makes sense.
I heard I don't think it's the best model,
but it is LSR and it looks cool. But I think I would have preferred a more dynamic LSR on horse, like rearing up or something.
I can't remember who it was. In the Patreon chat, someone said, I really like the mounted one, I hate the foot one. And then someone else went, I really like the foot one, I hate the mounted one. I think it's really good for the time.
Of the two of them, I think the foot version is the better version of LSR.
See, I prefer the mounted one.
I think is that because it looks, when you look at it from afar, it looks cool, but when you start going into the detail, like the face is weird. It looks like a werewolf face.
Yeah, see, I haven't painted the mounted one. But the reason I just reached across was I thought topical and all that. That's my LSR. So that's the one I painted up during the stream last week.
Yeah. I think it's a cool model, that one.
Yeah, I'm pleased with him. He was fun to do. Again,
so annoying when you put him in a case though, and his sword just constantly bends.
Yeah, he's got. He almost unexpected. I wasn't planning on this, but he's part of my Gondor army, right? Painted him for BSIME. Have him leading it. Who needs a horse?
Super cool, super powerful.
But I enjoyed him. Yeah, enjoyed painting him up. It's fun. And I prefer that model more than I did before I painted it. Does that make sense? I like that model more than I did before I painted it.
We need a new one. GW.
It's crying out for a plastic, isn't it?
We need a new LSR.
Everyone knows that this is nothing. He'd be rearing up, wouldn't he? He'd be rearing up in front of that gate with the sword up. Kind of like the Metal Witch King model, I guess. Yes. But yeah, that'd be cool. But he's the one on foot's him fighting the Troll Chieftain, right? I think that's the post. But yeah, Aragorn has returned to the lands of Gondor to claim his birthright, wielding the great sword Anduril. They're spelling Anduril right this time. Do you remember in the old one whether it was Andruil in a different issue? Forged by the elves from the shards of Narsil, Isildur's heir prepares to lead the people of Gondor in their final struggle against Sauron. Cool. On the page, battle report. Turn the next 16 pages, battle report. And so just like in the Two Towers one,
no spoilers.
No, obviously not. This is almost all a relatively massive battle report. Almost the entire thing. And then right at the back, we'll talk about the battle report in a minute, but we'll skip right to the back. So we get what's that, 17? Oh, there's the shot. That's what you want. Make that.
Yeah, make that.
That's what we want. Make that. Sculpt that, Gav. So it's 17 to 2 inclusive. What's that? 16 pages. All one giant battle report. So I always rate these on whether or not they're worth it now in our kind of best. It's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. I read it, really enjoyed it. A big 16-page battle report. It's great fun. a lot of value for now. And then at the end, we do get a painting guide. So no scenery guide in this, no kind of new rules or anything like that. You get a 4-page painting guide for Aragon LSR. Some cool things in here. They jump you into this. Painting essentials. Before painting your model, you will need to assemble it. Aragon and Brigo form a single model as the rider amount of sculpt as one piece. Begin by using a file to smooth down the surfaces where the 2 halves of the horse's body meet. Next, glue the halves together using super glue. You may find there are gaps. If this is the case, you can fill any gaps with a small amount of putty or plasticine. I don't think we've had files or green stuff.
Files is next level.
Yeah, I think it's our first sign of like, it's not removing mold lines, is it? But filing stuff down, I think. So immediately, it feels like this is again more aimed at your existing hobbyist. It's like you know, they jump straight in up here instead of the big paints needed. Here it just says to paint Aragon you require the following Citadel color paints, and then just lists a whole ton of them. So I just feel it's aimed at a slightly different market. I'm not sure. I wish someone knew. And I don't think anyone does. I don't think anyone remembers genuinely. It's like, were these sold in a different place or something like that? But it's a good painting, guys. Very, very similar to the Elendil and the Sildor ones. You know, I painted all 3 of mine exactly the same way, and I went through the 3 painting guides and picked the best way to paint armor, the best way to paint black, and they're all very, very similar. But it's got a bonus section for painting Brago. The armor is bolt gun metal, mithril silver, then shade with a mix of blue, brown, and black, and then a final dry brush of mithril silver, which worked quite well. The red they did was scab red and blood red, and then you wash that with red and brown ink, redo the base color, and then mix in. Oh, I think that's it. That's the only highlight there. I think Elendil was mixing in the equivalent of towel light ochre. Some stuff about painting dark cloth, basically highlighting it up with a pale grey and then putting a black wash over it to knock it back a bit. Still not painting eyes. We still have we're 47 issues in. We're not painting eyes.
There's a model that needs eyes painting on it. It's LSR.
Is it?
Yeah, he looks odd without eyes, doesn't he?
That's right.
Yeah, quite
odder than other models.
Yeah, I think so.
Fair enough. And then finishing details are just things like comparison. Oh, they got some nice details on it. I don't know. I presume this is true to the films, but it's like blue and red on the reins and stuff. So there's little bits of pops of colour and stuff, which is quite nice. And yeah, I mean, you know, there he is. It's a nice effect.
Super cool model.
Definitely at a point where
not my best. It's cool because it's the only LSR we've got on horse, and it's like such an extravagant horse with all the cloth and detail. And I think, like what you say, was it kind of like a marketing tool to be used in GWs to get players of other systems to go, oh, you know, on a bit of a gateway drug? Then it sounds feasible for sure. Because
they're also, if you think about the models, like maybe the extra cost. I mean, I know it didn't really matter to them, the cost really, but it'd be interesting to see if the 2 towers was more expensive. But the 2 towers had Gandalf the White on metal horse. Big hero. Return of the King has Aragorn on metal horse, and the Fellowship one is Frodo and Arwen on the horse. Like they're slightly for metal. You don't get a lot of metal cavalry models in battle games, and it's like they've gone sexy model for cheap for the specials. I just don't know though. I find it utterly bizarre they went 2 towers Return of the King Fellowship.
Yeah.
Beyond the fact that the 2 Towers special came out when the 2 Towers range was in, so they obviously had the Fellowship range. I don't know.
Maybe they were an afterthought after the series had already started. That's what
I presume so. Yeah. I presume the 2 Towers special was released when the 2 Towers box was still in the shops, because it would have had something like this at the bottom for the 2 Towers.
Yeah.
And it would have. Do you know what? I'm going to get it. Let's stop hypothesizing. Steve,
Yeah.
you're not going to believe this.
Go on.
Years before